yearlings, Corrales Dairy right here at Roswell. Solid black dairy cross steers and heifer yearlings. Good flesh, bunk broke, 650, 750 pounds. 25 heifer yearlings, RL Ranch, Seminole, Texas. Solid black and black white face Angus Holstein cross heifer yearlings. Bunk broke, 650, 900 pounds. 37 light yearlings, the Sneeman Ranch at Brownfield, Texas. Excellent quality, 85% black white face Angus cross yearlings right off grass. 700, 850 pounds. 43 calves and light yearlings, 6-shooter ranch, McCamey, Texas. Good quality black to black white face Charolais crossbreds, thin to medium condition. 375, 600 pounds. Several smaller sets of high quality calves and light yearlings with condition. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows about 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:45 to 11. We expect to sell 1,000 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Yucca Blossom invites you to join them for Simply Summer. Saturday and Sunday, June 2nd and 3rd, over 50 arts and crafts vendors will be on hand with a huge array of items to select from. The event is free and will feature the Small Town Grill, Wild West Soda, and boutique trucks. Proceeds from the silent auction and your donations at the door will benefit local radio personality Will Rooney. Yucca Blossom Simply Summer, June 2nd and 3rd at the Walter Gerald Center in Carlsbad.
Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This is Larry Marker, candidate for Senate District 27. We're all a little bit tired of the political ads we've been hearing. I would appreciate if you get out and vote for me on June 4th. Let's get back to some music. This ad was paid for by friends of Larry Marker, candidate for Senate District 27.
OMG, is that actually an egg frying on my hood?
No, I think it may be all those bugs stuck to your grill starting to cook. Ugh, hard to say. I can't see through the layers of desert dirt all over my windshield.
Wait, what is this? Am I pulling into a car wash? Oh, yeah!
We're gonna get so wet! Hey, we clean up nice.
Visit your local area Mighty Wash in West Texas, Hobbs, Carlsbad, and now open in Lovington, New Mexico. Be sure to ask about the Mighty Wash Unlimited plan, good at any Mighty Wash. Visit mymightywash.com for pricing and locations.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Did you know the Spencer Theater is a nonprofit organization? And our biggest fundraiser of the year, the Taste of the Spencer, is just around the corner. Join us for dinner and a fundraising auction led by Texas State champion auctioneer Clay Golden on June 15th on the Spencer stage. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The southeast plains of New Mexico temperatures on this Tuesday, as temperatures in Roswell at 100 degrees, and that heating may produce a thunderstorm or two at 20%. Carlsbad, Artesia at 102 degrees for this Tuesday, down to 85, and 97 degrees for Hobbs and Lubbock with 20% chance for thunderstorms. Tomorrow, Hobbs, Lubbock 85 degrees with a 30% chance for rain. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Alberts.
the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
And now back to our program.
Good morning.
It's morning.
What's for breakfast?
I want a hamburger.
For breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast.
Cheeseburger or hamburger?
Personally, I prefer hamburger.
I'm having a mandatory hamburger.
What is it, National Hamburger Day?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Happy National Hamburger Day.
Hamburger.
All right, let's get cooking.
It's showtime.
All right, 7 minutes after the hour 6. Question of the day this morning, dealing with hamburgers. Where can we find the best burger out there? And please do not tell me McDonald's, please.
McDonald's.
I'm saying that for Tom's benefit.
I don't eat there. Hate their burger.
I don't eat there. I'm never eating there. I don't eat there. Never eaten there. So
Give me a
I am McRib, yeah, which is not even real ribs. By the way.
Yeah. It's questionable whether it's actually meat.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. It's got a bunch of processed stuff and soy slapped together with some barbecue sauce. So hamburgers, I'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. Amnesty International Day. International Hamburger Day, Menstrual Hygiene Day. I'm sure it makes you feel so much better that your sons will now have menstrual products in the bathrooms of their schools. Just saying. National Beef Burger Day and Brisket Day going on all day today. Tom gave me whatever you had a couple weeks ago, except I'm going to man up and get through it. Yesterday, I was no bueno. Feel a little bit better today.
You take
after
anything
being
for it?
on the antibiotics. And by the way, I did not test for COVID. Because why would I?
Well, don't they have
thing
COVID
was-
in the Philippines too?
Well, Tom told you it wasn't COVID. You know, it was whatever else it was.
Right. I'm not going to say I have it, and then it turns out that I don't have it. So that I'm not going to do that. So, but I think mine is more allergies. I started feeling it Saturday, and then Saturday night, I partied like a 15-year-old, and then and
I
then
told you about that.
yeah, halfway through the night. Well, we didn't get home until almost 4. At some point when I'm sleeping, the electricity went off, and it stayed off for 14 hours. And so that killed no fan, no AC,
Nada.
and hungover, not feeling good, not a good feeling. And so it's been 2 days, and I still feel like crap. And we feel pretty much the same way. So not that doesn't make me feel any better.
Right.
But so hopefully I've been on antibiotics now a couple days. Hopefully it starts clearing up. According to a brand new report, Red Lobster's owner once said the business left him with such a big scar that he had to stop eating lobster. You know what's bad when you have to stop consuming your own establishments and go get real lobsters. Yeah. He also avoided the crabs, stayed away from the Kardashians, as far away as possible. 12 people left injured in the Qatar Airlines flight from to Dublin hit turbulence. One person prescribed as it being the worst 15 seconds of their life.
Well, you know, that's why you should keep your seatbelt on. That's right. Because when you hit that turbulence, things get thrown around.
Well, and most of the time they let you know way in ahead of time that there is turbulence on the way. The problem with flying Qatar Airlines, I'm going to be honest, I couldn't understand a word they were saying. And it was English. I just couldn't understand what they were trying to say.
Right, because
and
of
maybe
the
that
heavy
was
accent.
part of the problem. Welcome, Qatar Airlines. I couldn't understand anything. Mortgage rates have dropped for the third straight week, under 7%. The big question is how? How did mortgage rates drop?
Well, they didn't.
I know they didn't, but they did.
Playing with the numbers.
Same thing with us selling our oil again. Our strategic oil reserves are going to be down the nil, and they're trying to make the price of oil go down. So the price of gas at the pump goes down. That's what that's about. Mike Tyson's when's his fight? July 20th?
Yep.
Had a medical emergency on board a plane. They had to ask if there was any doctors on the plane.
My goodness.
And evidently he had a ulcer flare-up. That's not good.
No.
If I'm Jake Paul, I am going, and why would somebody say what's the matter with him? If I'm Jake Paul, I'm pounding the stomach as much as I can.
Yeah, go to the body.
What's that, Tom?
Go to the body.
Yeah. I would pound the stomach.
So today's 30-year fixed rate is 7.16. Now that's within that fluctuation that they do normally. That's just reported. And so that is a little bit of a change. But that's down 0.06 over the last 90 days. So it's not huge, but see the 15-year fixed rate is 6.7, which is actually up a little bit. It's up 0.13%.
Well, they don't want to tell us that.
So,
no. I did not know this, but in New Mexico, anybody knows different. Sheriff Mike Harrington of the Chaves County Police Department, they made a stop in Roswell, and the driver of the vehicle, Sergio Arlivas, had an active warrant for his arrest during the stop, and the canine Cobra, the canine dog, was brought out and hit on the vehicle. So they searched the vehicle, and they did find narcotics.
Okay.
And when they were securing insurance and executing search warrant, they did find it in a hidden compartment in the dash.
Okay.
And it was about 4 ounces of methamphetamine. And I had no idea. They said that the results, the arrest was pending after they get the results back from the state lab. So
wait,
I asked the question.
They don't arrest them?
No, they said once test results return from the state lab, deputies will seek an arrest warrant.
Well, that's crazy.
And so I asked the question. And they said, no, everything's sent off to the state lab, and then we execute the search warrant or the arrest warrant.
So law enforcement doesn't have a field test.
That's what I asked, and they said no field test on site. That changed when Governor Grisham went in the office. Everything is sent to the state. And I get that everything should go to the state.
Sure.
But shouldn't there be like a test kit? And you issue, arrest, and then if it comes back that it is not drugs, then you drop the charges, right?
Yes. Why does this governor
tell me?
Why does she continuously want to help criminals and hurt law enforcement officers?
I don't know. Anybody else know about this? This is the first time I've heard about something so silly. And Mike Harrington answered back fairly quick when I answered that question, said no test results are sent off to the state lab, and then we issue the arrest warrant. What if they decide to run at that point?
Right. Well, and no wonder we always get these arrest reports where they pulled them over 2 weeks ago and they did something, and then so finally they're arresting them today. Now I understand why.
Yeah, I was like, say what? That's one of the craziest things that I have ever heard. I'm going back to the message from the Chaves County, and I'm 99% sure that he said, no, that all changed once the governor went into office. And
that's craziness.
Yeah, that's just plain That's just plain nuts. There's so many messages. There are 53 messages. But, you have lab results. No, you get the lab results back before the court hearing. If we do have the results, the court will dismiss it. If we don't have the results back, the court dismisses the case if the time runs out. It can take the lab years to process narcotics.
What?
That's coming from the Chaves County Sheriff's Office.
That's crazy.
That's absolute. If somebody knows different,
every other
please.
state, you get pulled up, go across to Texas and get pulled over. And if you have drugs in your car, they're going to test it right there and know in 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. They got the kid in the car. They put a little bit of it in there. Bam, bam. I've watched Cops before, damn it.
Yes. 20 minutes. They know.
Anybody can attest to this. I'd love to hear from you. Morning show this morning. Let's get updated with the weather quickly. Weather this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Roadrunner Grill. Find them, Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, serving up breakfast right now, offering a awesome breakfast platters and burritos, 811 West Main in Artesia. And don't forget, for lunch, they serve up the same great menu that they've always had, except now at their new location, they have barbecue. 811 West Main in Artesia, 575-736-2573. Check them out today at the Road Runner Grill. Should be mostly sunny today, 10% chance of isolated showers this afternoon, 99 for the high, 20% chance of isolated showers tonight, 62 the overnight low, cloudy tomorrow, and 85 for the high with a chance of some rain and a little wind tomorrow. By the way, it should all clear up by Thursday, and Friday and Saturday is actually looking pretty good. Check of the weather being brought to you by our buddy, State Representative Randall Pettigrew. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. He's running again for State Representative District 61. Randy needs your vote. Remind you, early voting is going on right now. Please get out and vote. This guy continues to fight for Southeast New Mexico. Special session coming up, and we need Randy Pettigrew back fighting for our way of life in Southeast New Mexico. Look, oil and gas, big in the bullseye. Bullseye right on the back of oil and gas, along with your Second Amendment rights also. We need fighters. Randy Pettigrew. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. Tom, on the text, we're going to get to thought for the day, tweet of the day.
It's simple. It's because she's bought out by the people supplying the drugs. Come on, people, wake up and vote her out. Well, she's termed out anyway. So, on the question today, what's the best burgers out there?
We got a lot of answers.
And we got a lot of them. Good morning, gentlemen. Keith's Hamburger Station in Odessa, Texas. The North Y in Carlsbad has the most delicious burgers. Another one says the best burger always comes from your own backyard, says the texter. And it beats a good home-grilled burger with extra pickles and cheese. Patties from the Butcher Block in Lovington, of course. That's a man.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. And we have a report of an earthquake, 3.9 earthquake, 51 miles of Carlsbad this morning. So
wow, I have to go look that up.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, there's no damage or anything from that. Oh, by the way, the best burgers are from Rocky's Burgers in La Mesa, Texas, says the text. And the best burger is Artesia, is at Nina's there in Artesia. How about the Lazy Six Lovington, says Buddy. And the Mexican burger Lucy's in Carlsbad, another text. The Baja in Lovington has the best burger. And the best burger in Hobbs is at Holidays. It's cooked to order and is delicious and huge. You could never even finish it, says Kathy from the patch this morning. A lot of good burgers.
Tom is keeping notes, writing all these down.
Well, I make mine in my air filter. How about Ma Brown, says another texter in Hobbs. And we're caught up.
Why is it so hard to call it an air fryer? How does filter even make any sense?
Because it looks like an air filter.
What air filter? Show me what air filter looks like.
When I first opened it and I bought it, I thought, wow, that looks like an air filter. So I called it an air filter.
Like what air filter? Tell me from like what, a 66 Chevelle? From a Ram pickup truck? Please do explain.
Big air filters from the big diesel trucks. You've never seen them?
No.
It's an air fryer. End of story.
Hey, so that earthquake, I just looked it up. 4.1. 54 kilometers northwest of Toyah, Texas. And that happened at 5:51 Texas time. So not. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, update on the Blue 2 fire continues to burn just a few miles away from Ruidoso. Business owners are starting to get concerned.
Yep.
Tom, any update on that after the Memorial Day weekend?
Well, you can go on to Ruidoso-New Mexico.gov to get the latest. They have regular updates on that. But when I spoke with Bay Hutchinson, who's the assistant PIO there in Ruidoso on Friday, she said there would be possible evacuations, especially from the Lake Bonita area. And you know, baby, it took so long to clean up that lake.
Right, because all the ash.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're having that. And what it is, it was that old, you've been through that old Black Forest. And 10 days ago is when this thing started. And so they were just going to let it burn out. Now, this is according to the mayor, Lynn Crawford. They were going to let it burn out, but what they should have thought of was the wind. The wind caught the kinders, and it began to flare up again. So that's what's going on with that.
So we got tens of thousands of people, and of course, Memorial Day weekend, the busiest weekend
Smoke all over
in Ruidoso for vacation rentals and all of that. So busy time. Blake, what's going on with New York versus Trump?
Well, they're going to set for closing arguments today, and of course the defense has moved to have the case dismissed, but the judge has not answered that yet, and he should answer it before they go into court today.
I would think they would answer that before they go through the motions of closing arguments.
And basically what the defense is saying is, look, there's not enough evidence to even prove there was a crime, much less a felony, because that's a harder thing to prove.
Well,
and
and
so they're asking
crime.
for a summary judgment from the judge to dismiss the case.
Yeah, there definitely was a crime. They just look at Michael Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he committed a handful.
A serious felony that he admitted to in court.
Yes. Yeah, he admitted to a bunch of them. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. New with pre-owned models. Check them out. Keystone, Cougar. They've got the big name brands and the big ones. Fifth wheels, toy haulers, even the little ones, ultralights. Check them out today. Been in business close to 70 years, and part of the reason they stay in business, they've stayed in business that long, is they give great customer service. They offer service after the sale. They're just good people. MainTrailerSalesInc.com, 575-622-1751. Check them out today, MainTrailerSalesInc.com. 622 Las Cruces Police Department seeking help finding a missing 12-year-old boy. So the boy hasn't been seen since Sunday afternoon. And Xavier Braza was last seen about 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. So they are still looking for this little boy. If you know anything, he's 5 foot tall and 100 pounds. Brown hair and brown eyes. That's pretty much, if anybody has any information, thoughts and prayers going out to the family. The View co-host Ana Navarro attacks Latinos that vote for Trump.
Oh, my God.
Basically called you stupid. Yeah, I got the soundbite. I'm going to get to that coming up in just a second. Wow. Yeah, you guys are just stupid. Why would you vote for? And every time they talk about Latinos and Trump voters, they got to talk about that gunman in El Paso.
Right.
Did that gunman ever say that he was voting for Trump?
No.
The answer to that is no.
I think actually he was on the left. I can't say for sure, but I
wherever
think
the narrative fits. Bill Walton, did we talk about Bill Walton passing away? Only 71 years old.
Wow.
That is not that old.
Great coach.
Not in today's world.
I mean, 71 is not old. 3-time National Player of the Year at UCLA. Went on to have a great NBA career. And not only that, 2 of his kids went on to play ball in the NBA. And one of them went on to be the Lakers coach, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So Bill Walton will be missed. Hall of Famer, 71 years age. All right, we're going to get to Gabe Vasquez coming up. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. Wakefield Oil. Check them out at wakefieldOil.com. Close to 40 years of experience in the patch. Boom or bust, they are there for you, and they deliver to the oil and gas industry. Yeah, whatever you need, unleaded, DEF, green diesel, red diesel, interstate batteries, they deliver out to you. So if you're on location right now and need oil or gas products, any type of oil and gas products or interstate batteries, wakefieldOil.com for more information. Thought for the day is we just need to invent a straw that lasts a little bit longer than 4 seconds, but still has a million years before it, biodegrades. Yeah. Paper is just not having it. And they give you a paper straw in a plastic glass.
Yep, and a plastic wrapper on the straw.
Right.
Yeah, and yes, thank you. Thank you for that, Blake. Thank you. All right, let's dig into Gabe Vasquez. Blake told me something before I get into this story.
Mm-hmm.
So Gabe Vasquez was arrested or had an arrest warrant for him out of Texas.
He did.
And that was handled last Friday?
Well, it was he pled no contest and paid $900 in a fine because he failed to appear in court. And so he was driving without a license, driving without insurance, and disregarding an official traffic control device. That means he ran a red light or a stop sign. That's what that
no
is.
License, no insurance.
Right. And he ran a stop sign or a red light or something like that. That's when you fail to the traffic control device.
Oh.
Right. And so he was cited for failure to appear, and that led to an arrest warrant in 2008. He just left it hanging out there thinking it would go away, and that's not how it works in Texas. If you have an arrest warrant, it doesn't matter when it was, it never goes away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so he went to the pretrial hearing and, like I said, paid $900, pled no contest, and waived his right to a jury trial. Now, according to court filings, he faces a pretrial hearing in September, and he could be convicted and forfeit that bond if he doesn't appear.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So
that's show up.
That's pending legal trouble in Texas.
Yeah.
So, and
they'll throw him in jail.
Yeah, and on those forms he listed that his employment was that he works in Congress.
You'll get him.
Not that he was a congressman.
Right, just that he works in Congress.
Oh, gotcha. He's got some bad news ahead of the matchup with Representative Yvette Herrold. So PAC endorsement.
Yep.
Look, the Republican Party is throwing a bunch of money towards Yvette Herrold.
Well, the Congressional Leadership Fund is the PAC that you're talking about, and you got to remember that she lost by less than 1%.
Yes, sir.
Even with people that didn't get out and vote. So that's a winnable seat.
Yeah. So they're throwing a bunch of money into the Albuquerque market and into the El Paso market.
Yes.
Hoping to row everything up, and even advertising on Spanish language media.
Yeah, they got a lot of money coming into that market just in Albuquerque alone. It looks like they're spending $345,000.
Wow.
On Spanish language media in Albuquerque.
On Spanish.
Yeah. Out of a total of $2.3 million in Albuquerque.
Yeah. So they're going to spend a bunch of money to back Yvette Herrold. This is a winnable district.
Right.
And if Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County gets out,
right,
that will help a whole bunch.
Well, and over in the El Paso market, which is obviously Las Cruces, because that's the El Paso market, they got another $700,000 going into that market for Yvette Herrell. So,
and I'm going to be honest with you. You know what's the big concern from Vasquez? His big concern is not the oil and gas industry. His big concern is SNAP. No, this is his big concern.
I'm here today not to speak on my behalf, but on Eva's behalf. Because you know who doesn't have a voice in Congress? You know who can't get a job? You know who can't control the decisions of their parents or their caregivers? It's people like Eva, who write us letters, and they say, please help preserve SNAP. Please help make sure that other kids like me don't go hungry.
So when you're 6 years old and writing a letter, you know about SNAP?
I don't think I've really ever met a 6-year-old that knew about government handouts.
No, I'm just, look, I am someone that will call BS when I hear BS, and that just sounds like a bunch of BS to me.
Right.
It really does.
Now, her
that sounds
parents
like some
might know, you know.
Yeah, her parents might know. But you know what I did when I didn't have enough money to cover me? I was a single dad, raised 5 kids.
Right.
I picked up some extra hours. I picked up a second job. I did whatever it needed to. I didn't count on the damn government. And I'm not shining a bad light on single moms that have to count on the government.
No.
I'm not shining a bad light on you. I'm not. But it comes a point where we have to be self-dependent.
Right.
We have to depend on ourselves. That's who we need to depend on. All right, let's get to tweet of the day, being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Payne in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. Find the right gun to meet your needs today at Zia Guns. Closed Saturday, open on Sunday. 1907 North Payne in Roswell. Here is the tweet of the day.
Mexicans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorians, Panamanians, Venezuelans, Chileans, they should all go home.
Oh, really?
If they're here illegally, yes.
But like I said before, these people have been devastated by in the past. These countries are poor.
I don't care. Go fix your own country. Don't come to our country.
Because we picked that up in the first place.
Hold on a second. How did we screw up El Salvador? No, tell me. How did we screw up El Salvador? Can anyone tell me?
The drug war.
Oh, the drug war is our fault? No, the drug war was the cartels
the
of
CIA.
native-born gangs that transformed themselves into violent groups in El Salvador in the western part of Mexico, and somehow that's America's fault?
So, I mean, the CIA did facilitate.
Hold on. It's the cartel that is the ones that are trafficking the people into this country, and they're working right now at the southern border, 15,000 people a day. I'm not going to all of a sudden be like, you know what? I feel so sorry for the person that from Venezuela that came all the way here, broke the law, illegally domiciled themselves. Like, no, go back to Caracas and make Caracas great again.
Make Caracas great again, Tom. How about that? And Chuck Schumer, it's not good enough. Look, I have friends that were dreamers and have got their paperwork together, and they're citizens now. And welcome to America. God bless you guys. I love you. But, do you know how long ago the dreamer status, that people could have got their dreamer status? You know how long? That dates back to Barack Obama.
Yeah.
That dates back to Barack Obama. So if they haven't got their status done yet, whose fault is that? All you had to do is fill out the paperwork, and if you were brought to this country against your will, you're a U.S. citizen. You got to fill out the paperwork. Yeah, but it's not good enough when we talk about dreamers. 2009 that they introduced that. 2009. We're now 2024, and they're still dragging that cow behind the cart.
They're still dreaming.
2009. If anybody wanted to become a citizen, they could have became a citizen already. But that's not the plan. The plan is to include everybody, and I do mean everybody.
Yes.
Than ever. We're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are.
Say what?
There you go.
11 million or however many undocumented.
You finally said it.
Well, and
you finally said it.
Yeah, he told it flat out. Our ultimate goal is to get those people citizenships. So if anybody comes here illegal, they automatically.
There?
Yeah. Why not
Why
make the
stop
whole world?
there? Yeah, let's just let the whole world win.
And
why are we stopping there?
And by the way, his numbers are wrong. It's not 11 million. It's closer to 17 million. That's the real number.
Numbers are really crazy. Ian Omar and Corey Bush, members of the squad, screwed up Memorial Day for Veterans Day. By the way, those messages have since been taken down. Squad members, talking about military personnel, are veterans. Veterans Day. No, it was Memorial Day.
Right.
Yesterday. Thank you, both of you.
Well, and the reason is because they wanted to push their socialist policies. You know, this says we owe them gratitude, right? But because they've earned access to quality mental health services, job opportunities, housing assistance, and benefits. That's what they were really trying to say. That's what they were using it as. Now, all those people that lost their lives so that we have freedom, I want to know how they're going to have access to those benefits.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Albuquerque man arrested attempting to steal an ATM, according to court documents. Trying to steal an ATM from the PNC Bank, Calderaria Drive, and I'm wondering how you tried to steal it. By the way, that is a felony, though. It was at Bank of America.
Did they just wrap a chain around it and drag it away?
I mean,
kind of like the movie
how do you try to steal an ATM?
Yeah, kind of like Friday. Yeah, because they're too heavy to pick up, right?
Oh,
And they're bolted down.
Especially if they're filled with money. Think about how much money weighs.
Oh no, they have concrete in them and they're bolted down, and those things are heavy duty.
Over the weekend, Indiana man facing attempted murder charges after a shooting at a grocery store. He told people that he always wanted to kill somebody. Richard Claff Jr., 20 years old, arrested in connection with that Thursday shooting at Kroger's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And he live streamed the whole damn thing.
Wow.
I always wanted to kill somebody. God bless you. Wow. All right, we're going to get one more story about Gabe Vasquez coming up this morning. I got a bunch of stuff to get to. Here's a proud moment for New Mexico. I was watching the LSU game against South Carolina Gamecocks. LSU has a young man who is a freshman. I want to say his name is Stephen Milam. Okay. Stephen Milam, listen to this.
Field off the bat of Milam, his 6th home run of the year, a 2-run blast, and the Tigers walk it off in Hoover by a final of 12-11. Hey now, no more debates, no more talk, ball game over. LSU moves to the finals of the SEC baseball tournament. The Gamecocks head home. Milam, the freshman from Las Cruces, New Mexico, outrunning his teammates, chasing him down for his jersey as they celebrate in right field.
Stephen Milam from Centennial High School. That's pretty cool for Stephen.
That's very cool.
If you're a kid today, it could happen, and you can go play wherever you want to go play. That's right. Pretty cool. Donald Trump made history. Would this be history, Blake, where the Republican candidate goes to the Libertarian Convention?
Probably. I mean, I think he's probably trying to get him on board, but I don't remember ever the Republican candidate coming to the Libertarian Convention.
No. So we will talk about that.
Sure,
Pete Buttigieg. Go ahead.
I'm sure that didn't go over that well either.
I don't know. I thought it was a big win for him. So I got several sound bites I'm going to get to coming up this morning. But Pete Buttigieg talking about the EVs, the charging stations. How many charging stations have been built? I'll give you the answer. How many were supposed to be built?
Like
I'll tell you about that. And Joe Biden made a visit to his daughter-in-law's home ahead of their testimony against the Hunter Biden trial. I wonder what happened there. Huh.
Took a bag with him. That's what he did.
I can only imagine. Huh. All right, we'll get to the price of oil. Tom, quickly to the text. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com, 575-631-3189. If you heard us talking about it and you really wanted one for Mother's Day and you didn't get one for Mother's Day, and you really wanted one for Valentine's Day, but you didn't get one for Valentine's Day, maybe it's time for you to go online and check it out and get one for yourself. AtlasMakeupMirror.com for more information. Call 575-631-3189. Comes with 3 different mirrors, ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, LED lights, and it travels so easy with a traveling case and weighs less than 4 pounds. If you want the wall mount mirror, it's available right there at that website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Check them out today. Tom, quickly.
All right, so this text from Bulldozer in Seminole. How many immigrants has Tom taken under his wing to live with him in his bus? 0. They made demands. They said push-ups and Monahans had to go. No. My cats ain't going nowhere. And if people on SNAP would buy a much healthier options, but they always buy carts full of chips and sodas, it's really sad, said Mama Bear. And, when I didn't have enough, this is smoking in Arizona. When I didn't have enough to feed my children, I fed them first, and then I ate and went without, said Smokey in Arizona. And Bill Walton died from a long battle with cancer. Cancer doesn't care how old you are. I had a friend I lost at 62 in December from pancreatic cancer, says another text this morning. The sad thing about the Bluetooth fire is that they, instead of putting it out when they had the chance, they let it burn. They let it burn everything down. Again, it's a little bear fire all over again, and the firebug that started it, I hope they catch him too.
Me too.
Says the texter. And back to the question of the day: what's your best burger? Green chili cheeseburger at Sparky's in Hatch. Oh, it is good. I've had it.
Yeah, it is good.
Look at them up. They're pretty cool. Now, is Tommy losing weight? Because he looks thin on camera, says the texter.
And there you go,
yes.
Tom. Look, a little compliment this morning.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I dropped 7 pounds.
There you go.
Twisted.
I probably dropped 7 pounds too, Tom, in the last weekend. And I don't want to lose weight.
Twisted Root Beer Company, Lubbock, Texas, says they have a good burger. How about Souk's in Pio, Texas? 1 pound patties, darn good.
Wow.
And I was
1 pound patties?
1 pound
That's
patties.
huge.
And I was working in Orla this morning, and I felt the earthquake, says Todd in Carlsbad this morning. How about the best burger in Artesia are at the Artesia Girls Softball Complex? Says the
Really?
Interesting. Says the texter. And be on
Thank
that
you,
question of where they could test you. They don't test you here in New Mexico. My son could verify the drug question. Unfortunately, he's incarcerated at this time for what that question is about, says the texter.
Uh-oh.
You're killing me.
You can't really answer it.
You're killing me. All right, let's get updated. Find out what's going on with news. We'll come back. Price of the find out what's going on with the weather. Also, the price of oil. Things that happen on this date in history. We'll take out the trash. News this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans and coveralls. They've got everything to work in the patch, gloves and shirts and all the gear, hard hats, work boots, steel toe boots. Make sure and check out the $99 work boots section. Yes, $99. You heard me right. And they have furniture, appliances, and electronics at 0 down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door. Largest selection of medical scrubs at 100 miles. Healing Hands, Mech Coutures, Peaches, and others. And they do have a huge selection of compression socks. All colors, all designs, and the comfy shoes also. Find out more information. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Already 6:46. Let's get you qualified. We got to catch up with qualifying. We missed yesterday qualifying, so we got to get people qualified for the cash 647, we're W105. News next, qualifying you now.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
La Tienda in Carlsbad presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Southwest Area Complex Incident Management Team of 4, assuming command of the lightning-caused Indios fire yesterday morning. The complex team brought additional resources and management capabilities to manage the Indios fire. Incident objectives include protecting values at risk and meeting Santa Fe National Forest Plan objectives by reintroducing fire into a fire-dependent ecosystem. Expected benefits include reduction of hazardous fuels, encouraging native growth, and improving range and watershed conditions. Species diversity and wildlife habitat. Despite windy conditions, the fire has been predominantly driven by topography and steep, rugged terrain in the Chalma River Canyon Wilderness. Firefighters continue to construct fire lines by removing vegetation along existing roads and tying into natural features such as rocky cliffs around the fire area. The Mosier fires increased to 92% containment, remains at about 95 acres. Crews continue to monitor lines and look for hot spots and ensure the fire line secure, moving directly within the perimeter to continue control measures. The fire personnel will continue patrol and monitor confinement lines. Crews have continued to gain depth on mop-up operations. Local and state resources remaining on scene through the weekend. There's pockets in the interior continuing to consume, which may have a glow in the evening. This is normal during an incident. A series of incidents at the waste isolation pilot plant nuclear waste repository, including contamination found on a waste drum, led to a temporary pause of operations in the past month. The incidents in April included 2 that WIP contractors, Salado Isolation Mining Contractors, was required to report. Those were a fire and a mop bucket outdoors near the welding facility, believed to be caused by a burning cigarette butt. A hoist rope also reportedly dropped 15 feet into the facility floor while it was being replaced. Nobody was hurt on either incident. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here. Full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
This is Justin Wilson, candidate for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. I'm a rancher and small business owner providing dirt work services in the oil field. I know the importance of industry in our county and the challenges of working together. Being raised on a ranch, I have very conservative values, putting God first, family second, followed by our constitutional rights. I'll stand strong to defend our rights and ways of life. Road maintenance and transparency is of utmost importance in the county. I am Justin Wilson, asking for your vote June 4th for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. Paid for by Committee J. Wilson, County Commissioner.
Hi, I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I've spent my life farming and ranching here in southeastern New Mexico, like generations of my family before me. This is my home. I have a lifetime's worth of experience, especially when it comes to our water rights and our constitutional rights. I will always fight for you. I'm Candy Spency Zell, and I'm asking for your vote for State Senate District 32 in the upcoming primary election, June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spency Zell for State Senate District 32.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote, Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough, Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
This is Larry Marker, candidate for Senate District 27. We're all a little bit tired of the political ads we've been hearing. I would appreciate if you get out and vote for me on June 4th. Let's get back to some music. This ad was paid for by friends of Larry Marker, candidate for Senate District 27.
Get back! Get back! I have a gun! I will fucking shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinnen. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state Senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state Senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
I want to wake America up.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
I got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in.
6:54, we are beyond the Breakfast Club. Another day, except today is a Tuesday that feels a lot like a Monday. Taking out trash on the way, things that happened on this date in history. Tom A. will be back in the studio in just a second. I've got bad news for one of his guys.
Uh-oh, what's that?
One of the Sanders kids making news this morning.
Uh-oh.
He's got a lawsuit against him. I don't know if you saw that, Tom.
I didn't see it. I'm sure he's on his way back in here, and he probably hears you because he can, we have it.
I will get to that coming up in just a bit. New study finds that childless women enjoy far more physical activity than busy moms.
Well, duh.
But I don't think this is accurately accurate. I mean, kids, mom chasing their kids around.
No, I don't know. I think it's talking about things like they get to go for a run or a bike ride or go to the gym or do all that kind of stuff. Or, just run out, go get, cup of coffee and all that. They get to go do more things because they don't have their kids in tow.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. New study finds that more people are taking the prescription obesity treatments. There's a new one. Have you heard of Wegovy? WEGOVY.
Mm-mm.
You have to be on a minimum of 12 weeks, they say. But it's kind of like going to the gym because only 30% of the people stay on it for more than 4 weeks. There are some side effects. It's kind of like going to the gym. They're supposed to have that 12-month membership, but
right.
After 4 weeks, they're done. What else is going on today? Doug Engel, co-founder of the 60s rock band Iron Butterfly, and co-wrote their big song,
Tom,
died over the...
What's their big song, Iron Butterfly?
It's a rock song.
Yes. What is the name of it?
I can sing it.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll see if you get it.
I am Monster.
No.
What was it?
Inga-Gata Davida.
Oh.
Anyway, he was 78 years old.
I actually thought if he would just have just made up some words, I might have given it to him.
No. Also, Alaskan Airlines announced they're bringing back the hot food for over 1,000 flights. They had kind of went the Spirit way, where there was no food served on the planes, but they're bringing back hot food.
Oh, we darn.
I don't know if that would entice me. Between Spirit and Alaskan Airlines, they both suck. Flying is just not as good as it used to be.
Are they just like putting stuff in tinfoil and sticking it out on the jet engine to warm it up? I mean,
I'm going to be honest with you.
Right.
Some of the Asian airlines actually has some of the best food, and I love the
Italia.
The mystery meat. The mystery meat is awesome because you're not. Is this beef?
If you get a chance for a meal that you need, fly Air Italia.
Good.
Oh, mamma mia.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, I once asked for ribs, and that airline stewardess almost laughed at me. I was in first class. They gave me
because ribs
napkin.
wasn't the option, right?
No, but I thought because they gave me a white napkin.
Do you think they have like just a whole kitchen back there that they can just make what they want?
Well, yeah,
it's like
they gave
two foot square.
Napkin.
I don't know what.
So, were you flying first class?
Yeah, it's when my sister was getting married.
Well, I know damn good well you ain't paid for no first class.
So, I thought, man, sir, what would you like? I said, I guess you're serving ribs today.
That's not the way they do it. You do it on, like when you book the flight, it tells you what your meal is going to be.
Yeah,
well, I didn't
choose
choices.
I didn't book it. My sister booked the whole thing.
And what did she choose for you?
I don't know, but I thought they were having ribs.
And what did you end up having?
Because
chicken.
nobody, I mean, you got to be a baby because everybody else can book their own damn flight.
She booked my latest flight too. So.
What latest flight? Which one?
Las Vegas.
When is that?
Father's Day weekend when I go.
Okay.
See my daughter. Yeah.
So we get a break from you? That's awesome.
Well,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Looks like Gabe Vasquez, a major bipartisan majority against illegal voting. So, Gabe Vasquez, did he vote or did he just say present?
I don't know. Actually, I have
So, House Representative, they passed the bipartisan legislation to overturn the progressive migration policy that allows illegal aliens to vote in local elections in Washington, D.C. Legislation garnered widespread support from 50 Democrats, joining the Republicans in endorsing the measure. However, far left Gabe Vasquez voted against the decision. What could go wrong with having people that are not citizens of America deciding what goes on in America? Where could that go wrong? So Gabe Vasquez actually voted against, saying, no, people that aren't citizens should not be able to vote.
Right, because he wants people who are not citizens to vote. Those are his people.
These people always talk about the Constitution. Somewhere in the Constitution, it underscores voting. Doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, it does. And it says who can vote. It says citizens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if we had the time, we could pull that up and quote it. Pete Buttigieg defends the Biden EV strategy. So they have put up the money to build 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations in the United States. 1 million or 500,000. The goal is to finish 1 million, but right now the sub goal is 500,000. Tom, how many is 500,000?
That's 500,000.
500,000. Year to date, since Biden's taken office, they've completed 8.
8. Wow.
8. Yeah, 8.
Wow.
You heard me right. 8. 8. They're a long ways away from 500,000. Just a tad bit off. All right, 710. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Another day in paradise. Morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm and ranch supplies, everything that you'll need to go to work. They've got all your work gear, They also have all the feed for your animals, certified Purina dealer. And if you're looking for cattle guards and gates and pumps and that type of stuff, they got all of that too. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. And if you're up in Capitan, check out the Lincoln County Mercantile. Tom on the text at 702 KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM.
John from Eunice is chiming in this morning. He says, good morning, fellas. This goes out to all the people that complain about what's wrong with New Mexico, but they don't vote. Like it or not, you're exactly what's wrong with New Mexico. Go vote, people, says John. About the press question of the day, what's the best burger? Super Burger in Monahans, Texas, says this one text. And Joe from Hobbs says a lightning strike started the Blue 2 fire down in Lincoln County.
Huh.
And all jokes aside, the Red Lobster's bankruptcy was caused by private equity greed.
Yep.
Those hedge funds will be the death of this country. Those
Mitt Romney.
Yeah. The texture goes on to say.
Closed many a business.
All right, we're going to get to the Libertarian Convention. Donald Trump spoke there. We'll get to that. Joe Biden visited his daughter-in-law's home ahead of the testimony for the Hunter Biden trial.
What do you think that could possibly be about?
Now, let's just put this in perspective. Joe Biden's son, Beau, dies.
Right.
His anniversary is coming up, the death of Beau Biden, who was his daughter-in-law's husband.
Mm-hmm.
She then went on to have, I know this sounds like Arkansas. Then she goes on to have an affair with Hunter Biden. The president's brief visit with Haley Biden at her home comes before she's expected to testify as a witness at Hunter Biden's gun trial coming up next month. First son charged of making false statements on the federal form to purchase a firearm in 2018. A source with knowledge of the October 23rd, 2018 police report told Fox News that it indicated Haley, who was in a relationship with Hunter at the time. She knew that he threw the gun away in a dumpster near her school. She is likely to be required to testify. So why would Joe Biden go see her?
That's a good
Maybe
question.
she's the big guy. Maybe she'll start getting 10%.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could just be ahead of her, the grieving widow.
Whatever.
Wait. The grieving widow who only after a year is sleeping with the other brother. That's not a good look. And in light of Joe Biden's daughter saying that he would shower with her when she was a teenager, this whole thing is, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. Pretty sick, too. Body recovered from the desert in Sunland Park. Happened on Sunday. They located a body found by the Border Patrol, and the fire department assisted with that. Sunland Park Fire Department. That's pretty much all information we have at this point. And President Biden plans to comment on the anticipated Trump trial and the verdict today. Should
he should
a
not
sitting president make comments
No.
about an ongoing trial with his opponent?
No. Doesn't matter who the president is. Doesn't matter who the one on trial is. No.
Wow.
But
this whole thing's a sham, and this
underscores
just kind of nails it.
Yeah, that it underscores that this is all a Biden political operation.
Yep, agreed. All right, 706. Donald Trump at the Libertarian Convention, the first that I've ever heard of, that a president goes to another party's convention. It takes cojones to go to the other party's convention.
Yes.
Some people are saying he shouldn't have went. I kind of love that he went. I mean, you think about this on Thursday. Last Thursday, he went to the hood in the Bronx and spoke. Then he goes to the Libertarian Convention and tells them, don't vote for your candidate unless you want to get 3% of the total vote, like you've always done. Don't be a loser. Come across as the winner. Here's what he said.
Think of this. First time in U.S. history that a presidential candidate of a rival party will address the convention of a party that is presumably gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the Libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important. Because we have to get rid of the worst president in history. And together we will. And without it, there's a risk that we could have 4 more years. We won't have a country left. So what is the purpose of the Libertarian Party getting 3%? What is the reason to take a chance of having this horrible president destroy our country, which he will do in far less than 4 years? It's not going to take 4 years. That is why I'm committing to you tonight that I will put a libertarian in my cabinet and also libertarians in senior posts. Pretty good.
Blake, your thoughts?
I wonder who he's already got picked for that.
I don't know.
That's,
but
you know, it started out with booze, right?
Yeah.
Because how dare you come to our convention and do that?
Yeah.
And then by the end,
somebody invited him.
Yeah, and by the end, they were cheering because that is how you move a political party.
Right.
You know, I mean, we came really close with Johnson a few years ago. If Johnson could have taken New Mexico, which he almost did,
right,
then the Libertarian Party would be a lot stronger, right? Because they hadn't ever taken a state before. But
and for those that don't understand, Tom one time said libertarians were liberal. Libertarians are more conservative than Republicans.
Well,
you damn dead.
Here's the thing: is libertarian a true libertarian? Is a lot of times where I find myself most of the time. That's very
Me too.
Fiscally conservative, socially liberal.
And what I love about libertarians is they want you to just leave people alone.
That's it.
Yeah.
They
Less
want you
government.
Let somebody live their life. They want the government to do the job that it's set up to do and not do anything else.
Yep.
Right? So yes, libertarians are centrists for the most part because they don't believe that we should go giving money away to all these foreign countries. They don't believe that we should stick our noses into other policies in other countries. They believe in self-defense for sure, but that's defending our interests. And they believe that the government should only do what it's given power to do and not all these extraneous things that government has taken the power of.
So, like Ukraine, sorry, we can't give you any money.
Right.
We've got our own concerns.
Right.
No.
And
so, Biden, Trump said it again about the 3%, and then he gets into Bitcoin. Well, I'll get to the Bitcoin next.
Or you can keep going the way you have for the last long decades and get your 3%, then meet again, get another 3%. No, you want to make yourself winners. It's time to be winners. You have a lot of common sense. It's time to be winners.
Time to be winners.
Well,
that
he's
would
not
definitely.
wrong.
No, 3% is not going to get you anything. At the end of the day, we stand on values, and you walk away with no winners.
Mm-hmm.
Being part of the Trump team and getting some people in Washington, well, maybe that will help.
And let me tell you, if he places high-ranking libertarian officials, that will definitely get party recognition out there.
And by the way, he did talk about January 6th, that he is going to pardon every member that was convicted from January 6th. He did say that.
Well, he should.
And
I
he
say
talked
that
about,
because they haven't prosecuted any of these other rioters, extremists who have burned down cities. None of those people get charged. People who walked through the Capitol, stayed on the carpet, and didn't cross the rope line got arrested.
And there's more and more proof that they were let in. In fact, not just let in, they were directed in.
Yes.
The video is there.
Yes.
Evidence is there. He talks about Bitcoin.
Sure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
That's a big libertarian thing right there.
That's a big thing that that Biden is pushing, too. Central bank. They want to know where you're spending every penny.
No. Stay out of my wallet. Stay out of my bedroom.
Yeah, they want to track every penny that you actually make. No, thank you. They want to know where you're spending every penny. CNN, two CNN stories Sunday talked about Donald Trump. And so this was on State of the Union. Here's what they had to say about Trump.
Trump going there this week, they are striking such a confident pose right now. He goes to the libertarians and tells them, if you want to keep getting your 3%, go ahead. Otherwise, come with me. He goes to the Bronx and says, I'm better than Joe Biden. I'm trying to build a party that's inclusive of you. I think all the places he's going, they are striking this confident pose. And it's a campaign unlike we've seen from other Republican candidates. I think it's pretty confident, and they know they're winning, and they're trying to take advantage of that position.
And political strategist, African-American Michael Singletary, also talked about the pose that Donald Trump is striking and winning people's votes.
Look, I think going to the Libertarian Convention was smart. According to Gallup, they represent 20% of the American electorate. Maybe you shave off 8% of them. That can make a difference in a very, very tight presidential race. Regardless of the reasons for going to the Bronx, it's important. No one should be presumptive to assume that people of color are going to just vote one way purely because they're black or because they're Hispanic. That seems to be the case for my Democratic friends, and I think it's why a lot.
And I think it's crazy that the Democrats are automatically thinking they have the black vote and the Latino vote.
Well,
Tom, your friend.
Who's that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say they have for decades, and ever since LBJ, they flipped the script. These were all the racists, all the Ku Klux Klan, all of those people who hated and segregated minorities. They said, you know what? Let's flip this script and let's make them vote for us, and their children vote for us, and their children's children vote for us. And that's what they did. So they just automatically count on it.
Ana Navarro from The View basically said any Latino voters that vote for Trump, they're stupid.
Behind them. And who immigrants who forget they came, know this, as Latinos, there are some Latino immigrants who forget they came here as immigrants and who want to shut the door behind them and who think being anti-immigrant somehow is going to make them pass as more American, pass as whatever. And that's a very stupid attitude to have because
they're not saying that they are anti-immigrant. They're just saying they're anti-illegal immigrant.
Right.
There's a huge difference.
Right.
Huge difference. Crazy. All right, we didn't get to the price of oil. Let's get to the price of oil this morning, being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers and Cud Energy Services. Right now, they are hiring service supervisors in training. This is a program. CDL is required. Diesel mechanics, electric technicians. Looks like they're hiring equipment operators. CDL is required, and experienced pressure pump hands. Apply today at greatoilfieldjobs.com or text 63566. Text Oilfield to 63566. They'll send you a link back for more information. Equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate, $78.86, $83.22 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas is $2.50. B.
All right, 17 minutes after the hour of 7. We'll come back, get to the text. Taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Currently, they have the 96-gallon poly carts, 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters, and the big roll-off containers. If you have waste that needs to be hauled away, they can do that for you. They do commercial and residential waste hauling. Call Kayleen this morning at 575-408-1719. Veteran-owned and operated trash-eaters.com for more information. 9-year-old convicted murderer captured after he, 19 years old, I should say, captured after escaping from a youth detention center. Joseph Tony, taken into custody Sunday from Albuquerque. Tony turned himself in at the detention center about 1 a.m. in the morning after escaping from the detention center. Tony was on the patio area at the detention center when he pulled something out of his pocket, unlocked the gate, and escaped. Sheriff John Allen said that while the Albuquerque police learned of the escape through a 911 call, he was told the sheriff's office no one told the sheriff's office about the escape until 4 hours later. So here's a big problem. Why do we have a 19-year-old in a youth detention center? What is the legal age, Tom?
I believe it's 18.
18. So any kid that's 19 should leave the juvenile center and go directly to the adult incarceration facility. In April, he took a plea deal for 2 murder charges, 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon, and abuse of a child and tampering with evidence. This guy is a murderer in a youth detention center around other kids, teaching them how to be murderers too. He's 19 years of age. He's already pled. Why is he in a youth facility? Pack him up. He wants to be a big boy.
Yep.
He wants to murder people. Then pack him up and send him to the adult facility.
State pen, baby.
Yeah.
When you're 19 years of age,
that's where you should be.
Seems to me you should have been there when you were 18 years of age.
Yep. Day you turn 18, move him on over.
Yeah, move him on over. So he's in a juvenile detention center that is not a maximum security center, probably, where he can just pick the lock and be gone. Thank God this didn't turn out wrong. Thank God this didn't turn out bad. What kind of Mickey Mouse operation is this for a 2-time murderer? We need to do better. Taking out the trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at All American Cleaners. All American Cleaners. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and in Hobbs. They do your dry cleaning, your starching, and more. Go to the website, allamericancleaners.net for more information. Tom on the text quickly.
All right. So this text is saying, so what do you guys think about before the election? Are they going to declare Biden incompetent and Michelle Obama's going to run for president to take his place? Ask the text.
I don't know. Michelle Obama said she doesn't want any part of that, right, Blake?
Yeah, she has said that. And I don't think they're going to declare him incompetent. That's not the move that they will use. Because if they do that, then he has to leave office. And that's not what they want to do. They're going to, I've said this for a few months now. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen is I believe that Joe Biden will withdraw from the presidential race. And he will let the superdelegates choose his replacement. Because they have that power in the Democrat National Convention. Wow. And that's why it's placed after Ohio, because it doesn't matter if Biden's on the Ohio ballot, because they're going to choose someone else anyway. And if they make that
already going to a Zoom convention,
yeah,
that makes it even easier.
Yes, and they can choose whoever they want. My guess is that it's probably going to be Gavin Newsom. Yeah. I don't know who the running mate would be, but that would be my guess.
Wow.
It will not be Kamala Harris.
It will not.
It will not be Kamala Harris.
She will get left out in the cold.
Oh, right. On the question of the day, James in Eunice says, best burger is in San Antonio where the Al Cafe is, he says. And Mama Bear is chiming in.
San Antonio, New Mexico.
Right. San Antonio, New Mexico. And Biden committed witness tampering, and that's illegal, says Mama Bear.
It is. But you have to remember the Justice Department and all those other organizations right now are all in bed with Biden. It's whatever those strings are being pulled because and we keep saying Biden, Biden, Biden. We know that Biden is not in charge of this administration, right?
He does not have the mental faculties.
No, it is whoever those power brokers are, whoever's actually running. I have a feeling that his wife does a lot of it, Jill. But there are other parts of that to where they want to do their own thing. And so the heads of the FBI, the heads of the CIA, the Justice Department, all those things know that as long as Biden is in there, they get to keep their piece of power, right? That corruption corrupts. And so that's what's happening. And yes, witness tampering is illegal, but who's going to stop him when they're all on his side?
Nobody. Trump making a statement heading into the closing arguments and said he did nothing wrong. NDA, there's nothing wrong with the NDA. And so we'll see what this judge, I would hope the judge does the right thing and dismisses the case, but I'm doubting very seriously if that happens.
No, you're watching the United States turned into basically a banana republic at this point.
Yep, that's exactly. Yep. Wrap her up, Tom.
All right, so this other text says about those EV stations, 8 of them complete, and the money for the rest will go and will never be seen again, says the texter. Well, that
right, you got a point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Uncle Joe is going to ride that horse till it drops and look at all the money they say that they made each other. Let me read that again. Uncle Joe is going to ride that horse till it drops. Look at all the money they have made each other, says the text. And another one says, you know what? There's Mexicans who work hard and understand that Trump is talking about them. And then there's these perzozos like Tom who don't want to work and won't now vote for him, says the texter. Now, that is not right.
I'm not saying it's wrong, but
no, that ain't right. And there you go, B.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, yeah, it could be. All right, 725. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Things that happen on this date in history. Being brought to you by Two-Way Tactical Firearms and/or Firing Range. Find them 236 East Navajo and Hobbs. Veteran-owned and operated, the largest gun dealer around. State-of-the-art indoor firing range. You want to get some shooting done, you could get it done there. State-of-the-art climate-controlled facility. And the Milo FBI training simulator. This thing has over 1,000 different scenarios so you can tune in your skills. They have lots of ammo, plus you can check out the large selection of optics. And go online right now, check out the optics and the guns and the tactical gear. Also a huge selection of clothing. Monthly membership for the firing range. If you want to pay by the month or pay by the hour, not a problem. And they also will rent you a gun. They have a fully auto AR. If you want to shoot the fully auto AR, you can do so. Not your typical gun shop. You could also get training, firearm training for first-time gun owners. Find out more information today. 236 East Navajo Suite, 1200 in Hobbs, or 2atacticalrange.com. Archbishop in England declared the marriage of King Henry VIII and his wife Anne to be void on this date. It was null and void on this date in 1933. Congress created the United States Customs Court in 1926. The first all-color movie, On with the Snow, opened up in New York on this date in 1929. The snow was white, Tom. Neville Chamberlain became the Prime Minister of Britain on this date in 1930. Don't get him mixed up with Wilt Chamberlain. The Dion quadruplets were born on this date in Ontario, Canada, 1934. The father was credited with the phrase, "Give me five." Yeah, that was back in the... President Roosevelt pushed the button in Washington, D.C., signaling a traffic could cross brand new Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco in 1937. In Lamar's, Iowa, they were hit with 10 inches of snow this late in the year in 1942. 1957, National League agreed to let the Dodgers and the Giants move from New York to Los Angeles and to San Francisco on this date in 1957. And in 1975, the very first whooping crane was born in captivity on this date in 1975. Everybody was whoop, whoop, whoop it up. National Hamburger Day and Brisket Day going on today. Colby Calais having a birthday, 39. Marco Rubio is 53. He is a senator from Miami.
Yep.
Kylie Minogue is 56. Tom, she had one big hit. She was on that. She had a mid-range hit, but one song that went to number one. And before she started her music career, she was a soap opera star in Australia. Name the song, Tom.
It's called My Knees with My Knees.
I bet you can't get it out of your head.
Come on, baby, do the locomotive.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Ronald Gift is 63. He's from the Fine Young Cannibals. He was a lead singer. Kurt Gibson, 67 years old, baseball player.
Yeah, baby.
John Fogerty turned 79. Tom, John Fogerty used to be with a band.
The Creedence Clearwater.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
He halfway gets one
Where's
right.
the bell? Where's the bell, Blake? Come on now.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
Name one song.
The Cheap Seats.
Well,
that was the name of an album that he put out.
Yeah.
That was his.
That was solo. The Creedence album.
We'll let you win. Gladys Knight is 80.
Who was she,
Tom Gladys Knight with the
Pippos.
She was the Pips backup singer.
The
Pips. Jerry West is 86. Former Laker coach
right. Yep.
and player.
General
Things
manager.
that happened on this date in history being brought to you by our buddies at 2A Tactical. The indoor firing range, check them out today. 2 people in custody in Lubbock after a chase and a crash. See, you thought it was only around here where that happened. So they have arrested 2 people in Lubbock, high rate of speed, traveling at a high rate of speed, got off the interstate and continued to drive on Buddy Holly Drive. If you haven't been on Buddy Holly Drive, doesn't it have the cobblestone?
It does for part of it, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a high-speed chase. Like a ramble stick
Good
the whole
shocks.
time.
Good
Yeah.
shocks.
All right, 731. Tom on the text. Still to come. We're going to get you updated with news on the way. Our national anthem and our pledge still to come. Morning show being brought to you by a brand new sponsor, Cold Brew Coffee Company. Coffee lovers, if you're looking to get caffeinated, or maybe you like energy drinks, they can get you caffeinated there too. Cold Brew Coffee Company. Find them at Hobbs, the only true cold brew coffee in the area. If you're looking for amazing coffee creations that kickstart your day, they've got you covered. Our Red Bull drinks to power you through the entire afternoon slump. They also have snacks and mouth-watering food and lunch specials and sweet treats also. Swing by Cold Brew today. Cold Brew Coffee Company, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1100, right next door, right across from Tractor Supply, next door to 2A Tactical Firearms. Check them out today. Cold Brew Coffee Company in Hobbs, where amazing brews and bites are waiting on you. Tom on the text, and then we're going to get updated with news and the national anthem and the pledge.
Mike Jones is chiming in. So, since the governor lets those criminals out while they're waiting, does she give them the dope back? Might as well, he says. That's Mike this morning on the text. And another texter is saying about the lab reports. All I know about the lab results is that that in Sun was taking, no, I'm going to read it the way it's read, okay, the way it was written. All I know about lab results is that in Sun from what was taken about eating crayons. Just saying. Did that make sense?
No.
No, that's the way it was written. I wrote it the way it was written. And there you go, B.
You wrote it the way it was written.
Yeah. All I know about lab results is that in Sun, from what was taken about eating crayons.
Let's take a break and then come back.
Yeah, there you go. We'll wait for more text.
All right, on the way, we're going to talk about how many players, the 2008 Florida Gators National Championship, they had 121 players on the roster. How many have been arrested? I'll give you the answer. Big day in Chicago, Friday through Sunday, multiple days. And the Pope uses a vulgar Italian word in reference to LGBTQ folks. He's got some of them, their panties are in the knot. And American farmers are suffering with a water crisis. Mexico could help, but they don't want to help.
No, we'll
talk about that coming up this morning and more in just a minute. All right, 734, our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by our friend Rebecca Long. She is your Farmers Insurance agent. Started her business at the age of 19 with Farmers. 40-plus years later, still helping folks. Get in touch with Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. She'd love to chat with you. She can take care of all of your insurance. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, recreational. Together to save you a lot of money. 575-393-2661. Proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge on W105.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was and the home of the brave.
God bless America. God bless you. Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Psalms 34 this morning, find out for yourself how good the Lord is.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
738. We are W105. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by WWRV3.com or call 988-0392 if you're new to the area. Looking for a great place to park your RV? This is the place around Carlsbad. They've got 162 RV hookups, 3 RV parks waiting for you, and all utilities included with one low price that includes 30 and 50 amps. High-speed internet also included. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. Go to the website and check them out, www.rv3.com. Sunny skies, isolated showers by this afternoon, most of that coming after 2 p.m. this afternoon. Sunny in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. Chance of rain tonight, down to about 62, 20% chance of rain, 10% chance of rain for your Wednesday. Looks like maybe a chance of maybe some scattered showers coming up on Thursday, but sunny definitely in the morning. 5-day forecasts, go to W105radio.com. Check it in, find out what's going on with news. 739 news being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. Give Luke the call today. He's the guy that settles the big cases. $10 million case in the oil patch, $9 million case in the medical malpractice field. And if you've been injured in a car accident or a slip and fall, give Luke a call, 575-208-5300. If you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, it's a criminal matter, give Luke a call, 575-208-5300, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. We're coming right back. Let's qualify you for the cash. We're W105, 720. Make that 740, 20 away from 8.
Thank you for calling.
La Tienda in Carlsbad presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump and the jury will be back in court this morning for closing arguments in his criminal hush money trial. Fox's Eric Shawn in New York.
Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, expected to lay out the case here in this trial to the jurors that, in his view, there is no case. Prosecutor Joshua Steinglass is expected to give the closing for the prosecution.
The judge says he expects closing arguments to last at least all of today, and then the jury gets his instructions and starts deliberations. There's a Republican House primary runoff election today in Texas.
Gun control is one of the most talked about issues on the campaign trail between Congressman Tony Gonzalez and YouTube personality Brandon Herrera. Herrera has consistently hit Gonzalez for voting for a bipartisan gun safety bill. Gonzalez calls it a mental health bill that got spun as a gun control bill.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. The Texas 23rd Congressional District spans 820 miles along the U.S.-Mexico border. America's listening to Fox News.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here, full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner.
Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
I'm Danae Robinette Mills, and I'm running for state representative because I've seen the damage that Santa Fe can do to our community. As a local attorney with experience in policy and law under the Trump administration, I understand what regulation does to businesses and that we need a strong advocate that's going to fight back against Santa Fe. Early voting is now open, and I would appreciate your support in the Republican primary for state representative in District 62. I'm Danae Robinette Mills, and I approve this message. Paid for by DRM for NM.
Yucca Blossom invites you to join them for Simply Summer. Saturday and Sunday, June 2nd and 3rd, over 50 arts and crafts vendors will be on hand with a huge array of items to select from. The event is free and will feature the Small Town Grill, Wild West Soda, and boutique trucks. Proceeds from the silent auction and your donations at the door will benefit local radio personality Will Rooney. Yucca Blossom Simply Summer, June 2nd and 3rd at the Walter Gerald Center in Carlsbad.
Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
Hello, everyone. I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malagajal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election, and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by Committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
Are you retired and looking for something to do to pass the time? The Southeastern New Mexico Veterans Transportation Network is in desperate need of volunteers to drive veterans to and from their medical appointments. The Veterans Network provides vans to drive, so you just drive and visit. Our veterans have done everything for the USA. We owe them our freedoms. Volunteer today. Call Alice at 575-622-0729 for more info. Remember, all gave some and some gave all. Please consider helping our veterans today.
Vote EJ Forat for Chaves County Commission District 3. As a former state police officer and Chaves County magistrate judge, EJ Forat recognizes many of the issues faced and pledges to work with residents to resolve them. EJ Forat's work as a criminal investigations sergeant and other public safety work has given him firsthand experience and knowledge on the detriments of drugs and crime to Chaves County. A conservative Republican strongly supporting your 2A rights, please cast your primary vote for EJ Forat. Ad paid for by Forat for Chaves County.
Hungry Horse Environmental Services in Lovington is looking to hire operators, environmental technicians, and labor hands. Pay will be based upon experience. Stop by 4024 Plains Highway in Lovington to fill out an application today. Hungry Horse Environmental Services of Lovington is an equal opportunity employer.
It's Elaine Sena-Cortez, your conservative Republican candidate for state representative. The Second Amendment is clear, shall not be infringed. So why are radical liberals trying to take away our rights? One word, control. These are God-given rights from a constitution that was divinely inspired. MLG and her liberal thugs are attacking law-abiding citizens, but the buck stops with me. The power belongs to the people, not the government. I won't allow Santa Fe to restrict your right to bear arms. End of story.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Elaine Sena-Cortez for New Mexico House.
Get ready for a night of Nuevo Flamenco music as we welcome Otmar Liebert and his band Luna Negra to the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico on Saturday, June 8th. Described as Spanish gypsy with contemporary grooves, this concert is perfect for a summer's night. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. When I launched this campaign, I promised that I would always defend our way of life. This has been a tough race. During the course of this campaign, members of my family have been attacked, and I've been called everything but a child of God. But I've never been attacked on my record. This race isn't about me, it's about you. And that's why I fight every day. As your senator, I'm proud that I fought and won against the Santa Fe swamp, never voting to raise your taxes, delivering $70 million to fix Highway 128, leading on border security, and putting forth the first policy plan to combat illegal immigration by Republicans in New Mexico in over a decade. That means cracking down on fentanyl dealers and providing law enforcement officers with more resources on the border. I stood up for oil and gas jobs against the radical left and against Michelle Lujan Grisham's attacks on the Second Amendment, earning the NRA endorsement along the way. And that's in just 6 months. Imagine what we can do together in 4 years. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Be in the Breakfast Club. The human brain starts working the moment you are born and never stops. Unless you're Tom A.
You just have a brain fart.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to B and the Breakfast Club.
Now with the most information for you to start your day.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
Well, I'm gonna start to cuss, I'm gonna start to holler. I got fat since last summer, now I'm spending lots of dollars. Going swimming drives me crazy, I gained so much weight. My boss says, go jog, son, I went home at 8. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, cause I'm much too fat for the summertime pools. Well, my mama papa told me, son, you're eating too much honey. You keep drinking at the bar, you need to join a gym one day. Well, I went there after work, stared at lots of chicks. I didn't lose a pound because I didn't jog a lick. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, because I'm much too fat for the summertime pools.
Cannonball 748. We are B and the Breakfast Club. I thought I'd have to play that. Still to come, we got Boob of the Day on the way. Good news of the day. We've got that and more. Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. He not.
He is not. People in the high-speed car chase in Lubbock were probably from Carlsbad, and they were probably late for a doctor's appointment.
That could be. When I go to the doctor in Carlsbad, I always meet somebody from Roswell, Carlsbad, or Artesia.
That is true, because and when you go, you always see cars with New Mexico plates speeding through places. I'm like, slow down. I know that they give tickets here, and those people, and they speed through little places like Ropesville and stuff where. Yeah, but I'm saying when you get over to Texas and you're going to those doctor's appointments and you got New Mexico plates and it slows to 55, you better not be going 70.
Texas tickets are a lot more than New Mexico tickets.
Yes.
They are. They don't play at all.
And that catches up the text, by the way.
Yeah. All right, Tom. It's all you.
All right. Well, no, we're caught up with that.
Really, that was the last one.
That was the last one.
Wow.
Yeah, we need.
Looks like Georgia alligator was arrested and loaded in the back of a police cruiser as part. They took it away and loaded it up. And Memorial Day weekend will never be the same. Doesn't say what they did with it. I mean, I'm sure a pair of boots, a belt, or did they donate it to maybe
luggage?
Yeah, luggage. Yeah, luggage.
Gator meat.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, I don't
like,
know if you're seeing the breaking news on that, but Mershon, the judge in the Trump case, basically the fix is in for sure. Because the defense always gets to go last in closing arguments.
Right.
He has flipped that. He is going to let the prosecution go last.
Oh.
And the defense does not get to go last.
I see Jonathan Turley speaking right now and said the entire case hinges on a serial perjurer.
Yes, but it's so he has dismissed the defense asking to release the trial, and then now he's letting the prosecution go last.
Well, he's getting back at Trump for violating that gag order. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but in a criminal defense always gets to go last. You're the one on trial. You get to go last.
You get to go last to defend what the prosecutors had to say.
Right. And in this case, he is not allowing that.
Wow.
He is flipping.
Judge denies Alec Baldwin the request to drop the Rust manslaughter case. Not going to happen.
No.
And Tom Cruise's daughter, Suri, hasn't seen him in 11 years.
That's crazy, man. That's sad, man.
11 years. Why would that be?
Well,
I mean, he has the money to fight. To look, I would lay down my life to see my kids.
Well, it seems
You
like
know
this-
what it boils down to?
With him?
Scientology.
Yeah.
Scientology.
Well, he is kind of crazy.
Scientology. They what was his wife's name? Nicole.
No.
Nicole.
Suri's mother.
Oh, that's the Spanish actress, Penelope Cruz.
Oh,
No.
was it?
No. It's she dated Jamie Foxx for a while.
It's not Nicole Kidman.
No. What's her name?
I'm just wondering who the mother is, but it was something to do with Scientology. That's why she would not allow him to see his kid.
Right. Well, she's almost
I was
18.
pretty sure that was the Spanish actress that he was married
He
to. The
dated
one he
her.
jumped up on the couch
I'm
at
looking at
Oprah.
it right now. Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. there
Katie
you go.
Holmes. Katie Holmes. Yeah, that's his mom. That's her mama.
Oh.
And I'm pretty certain that it's something to do with Scientology. Yeah, due to his Scientology ties. That's why she's been estranged. Mom didn't want him her to be around him.
Well, she turns 18 next year, so she can do what she wants.
No, it says she's 18 now.
Oh, is she 18 now?
She's 18 now.
She can visit her.
All
dad.
right, what a great football team. 2008, Georgia, Florida Gators, I should say.
Tim
They
Tebow.
won a national championship. 121 players on the roster. That was Tim Tebow's team.
It was.
What?
And 40 out of 121 players, 41 have been arrested.
Not Tim Tebow.
Right. Not
Tom, name the guy that probably picked up the most talked about cases that was on that roster.
I'm going to say James Jones.
James Jones? Who the hell's James Jones?
Was he on the Florida roster?
As good as name as any.
It wasn't that
How
guy
about
from the
tight
Ravens.
end, Tom? And then he went to prison. He became a real tight.
Yes. What's his name? Caruth.
Who?
Caruth.
Who?
He killed his wife and
Ray Caruth?
Yeah, Ray Caruth. Played for the Panthers.
I don't think he played for them.
Carolina, yeah.
No, for Florida.
Oh, for Florida. I think it was Ray Caruth, wasn't it? Who was it then?
No.
Was it that guy that played for the Ravens?
His name was Aaron.
Oh, Hernandez. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, he killed somebody, too.
There's so many criminals in the NFL, B. It's hard to remember them all.
Oh, it's hard to. 31 people shot over the weekend. That's only Sunday. That's only Friday through Sunday. 31 people shot.
In Chicago?
In Chicago.
Crazy, man.
That's why they call it the Windy City, all the bullets flying by.
Boy, I tell you what. And the Pope, man, the Pope.
Used a bad word,
Pope
didn't
he? Pope used a word,
Italian
a vulgar word in Italian to refer to LGBTQ people. And boy, they're going after the Pope. Pope Francis used a highly derogatory term towards the LGBTQ community as he reiterated that in a closed-door meeting with Italian bishops, that gay people should not be allowed to become priests. And he used a word.
What is the word? What does it translate to?
Fagagine.
Uh-oh.
Fagagine.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. That's really means that they are the FAGG.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he would do that.
English slang for cigarette.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
But doesn't he
He's
allow...
87 years old.
Doesn't he allow gay couples to get communion, though?
No. What he has said is that a gay person can serve as a godparent. I think that it goes back several weeks, several months. And so he said same-sex couples could get a blessing from a priest.
Mm-hmm.
And that got some backlash. I think he did say that they could be godparents. I could be wrong about that. Look, I do know this much. The Methodist Church, I think the Methodist Church is allowing gay priests.
Well, they just recently split. First United Methodist Church, they all over the country, they split. And so congregations had to choose whether they wanted to allow gay pastors or not. And if they voted not, then they had to leave First United Methodist Church.
Right. American farmers suffering with a water crisis that escalates near the border. American farmers suffering and say it's because Mexico isn't living up to their end of the bargain. It isn't, isn't cash that they need. It's water that they need. And this is the first year that I have gone without zero irrigation water, according to Brian Jones, who's been farming on that border for 40 years.
Oh.
By the way, this treaty goes back to the 1940s, and Mexico agreed to give certain amounts of water to the lower Rio Grande region.
Right.
And now they're not giving the water to the farmers. Texas A&M economists are saying this could come back and really bite us on the rear. And where's President Biden on this?
Well, he's
where's President Biden?
Wherever the Mexican president tells him to be.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, if you had a president like Trump, Trump would pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
He'd pick up the phone and go, hey, how's it going? Yeah. All money that is wired across the border, Western Union, wired through a bank or whatever, we're going to start putting a tariff on that if the water doesn't start rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this afternoon by 3, okay? So, no money coming across to your banks without a tariff on it unless the water starts flowing. Bam! End of story. The water all of a sudden starts flowing.
Yep.
But we have Joe Biden in place with no cojones.
Well, again, he's not the one calling the shots.
Well, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Yeah.
KWMW Maljamora 105.1 FM. Be on the Breakfast Club. We'll take a break in a second. But Pete Buttigieg, my God. Yeah, he answered Donald Trump. This was on Face the Nation. He was on Face the Nation. They played the clip of Trump saying nobody wants EVs. His answer kind of proved it.
Chinese Americans support Trump. All right.
So
well,
they're going crazy with the electric car, costing us a fortune. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars subsidizing a car that nobody wants and nobody's ever going to buy.
He's not wrong. On the purchasing. He's not. Of the 4 million vehicles purchased, 269,000 electric vehicles were sold in the U.S. market. It's up like 2%.
Every single year, more Americans buy EVs than the year. Well, this is really important.
More quickly.
Every single year, more Americans buy EVs than the year prior.
But still, nobody wants the EVs. Very few people want the EVs. Nobody wants them. So sorry. And I will get back to the cut with the Asian Americans, the Chinese Americans. Tom, question.
Yeah.
WNBA. Do you think that Caitlin Clark's got white privilege?
I don't think so. She's a good athlete.
She better athlete than everybody else playing?
She is.
You think she is?
Look at her endorsements. I mean, they gave her because she earned it.
No.
She earned all that.
You got to look at the numbers.
You got to look at the statistics.
Well, she's not really had much statistics.
You're right. She's lost every game they played.
Yeah. Well, no, he finally won one the other day.
So here's what The View talks about white privilege. And I'll go along with this, kind of. But they said that Caitlin Clark was, white privilege and beautiful. I'm just going to be honest. Caitlin Clark is not really Angel Reese is better looking to me than Caitlin Clark.
I would agree with that.
Oh, when she gets all dolled up, though, she looks pretty good.
No, she really doesn't. Caitlin Clark.
Wait. I can't take your opinion on that because you think Hillary looks good.
Well,
yes, you're right. But here's what The View had to say about the WNBA. Here's the problem. When they start getting into, well, why did Brittany Griner have to go play in Russia? Because the league doesn't make money.
They don't pay.
When the
right.
league can stand on its own 2 feet, then it can pay the players more. It is ludicrous that you think that they should make the same amount of money as the NBA when the NBA makes lots of money. Here's what they said.
Is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
They wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
They wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So now, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma against the LGBTQ plus community. 70% of the WNBA is black. A third of the players are in the LGBTQ plus community. And
imagine that.
Imagine. It's not privilege. You don't tell me that Bronny James doesn't have privilege.
He got privilege.
Yeah.
I mean, every NFL scout report says he doesn't have it.
NBA scout, yeah.
He does not have it.
Stay in school, Bronny.
I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah. And Tom's boy, the Sanders kids.
Oh, what happened?
Colorado safety, Shiloh Sanders. Disclosed a lot of money. He filed for bankruptcy. You know why he's filing for bankruptcy, Tom?
Somebody suing him or something?
Well, he beat the hell out of a janitor out of school when he was in high school.
Yeah, somebody's suing him.
Yeah. I mean, when you beat up somebody, of course they're going to sue you. So he filed bankruptcy without disclosing the NIL money. Well, he's got a lot of NIL money coming. About $325,000 worth of assets to his name's what he said, but then he left out the NIL money. Should that be able to be touched?
Yes.
Yeah. It's income. It's coming in. So back in 2016, a lawsuit was filed, Dallas District Court, alleging the security guard, John DeJorn, had sustained severe and permanent injuries, including a broken neck, a damaged cervical spine, and permanent neurological injuries. Part of this, Tommy, has incontinence problems now. So they sued him. They sued Sanders for $11.89 million and was awarded $11.89 million.
Wow.
So all this money that he is making in NIL this year, over $1 million, that money should be going to this case.
Yes.
To pay off his debt to society.
Yes.
It should. Can't hide it. Give us the money. And by the way, if he files bankruptcy, that doesn't throw away this his liability to this case, correct?
Depends on which type of bankruptcy gets filed.
Yeah. So NIL, I would think, would go towards this man that has lost his way of life.
If it's true, that's what happened.
No,
Tom, what he was talking about? True.
It was a hearing, and he lost.
But
he lost.
But were there criminal charges filed against him?
There was criminal charges. He was a minor.
Yeah.
He was a minor.
He was found guilty.
I'm sorry to pee on your Sanders parade this morning. I'm sorry.
I never said they were perfect.
I'm sorry to pee on it, Tom. All right, we're going to get to Boob of the Day coming up in just a second. Did you know 61.8% of non-swimmers are women in America? People that cannot swim, 61.8 non-swimmers are women. I find that hard to believe, very hard to believe. And squad member Rashida Tlaib calling Biden an enabler of the genocide at a convention linked to a terrorist group. Squad member Rashida Tlaib on Sunday blasted the Joe Biden, the president, for his handling of the Israeli war, and said that he basically enabled the genocide. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I did already talk about Alec Baldwin, so I don't have to go there. All right, Boob of the Day. We're going to get to Boob of the Day. Tom in the text quickly. Our number 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Seminole Siding and Construction.com for more information. They can take care of your windows, your metal roofs, your shingle roofs, your siding, your doors, seamless gutters, metal buildings, and more. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com, or just call them 575-391-1430. Quickly, Tom.
All right, John from Eunice is chiming. Well, guys, in reality, Caitlin Clark is kind of a beauty contestant winner compared to the women of The View. He's saying this morning.
It's true. True.
Amen to that.
And another text is saying, you know what? Michael Irvin of the Cowboys was way better than Sanders, says the text. That's debatable. And there's always...
Hey, did you know that Emmitt Smith was the all-time leading NFL rusher?
He played alongside Adam.
He was. Wow.
And there's also a thing called black privilege, says this one text.
There is a thing called black privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
And Texas is always bragging about their waters. They come over badmouth. They come over here and badmouth our lakes and rivers, but want the Rio Grande right away, says the texter. Okay. And actually, they remember about 5 years ago, B, they had.
I don't need a long story. Just
well remember they
Texas
asked, they asked the city of Jal for water because they were running out.
Come on,
I remember that.
Next.
And B, how could the 31 people, this text is saying, were shot in Chicago if it's a gun-free zone? It just doesn't make sense to me. In case Tom reads it, it's called sarcasm, says the
Nobody obeys the laws that the Democrats establish.
Oh, law-abiding people do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. All right, 8:10, we got to take a break. We're coming right back. News this morning being brought to you by David Trujillo. This message paid for by David Trujillo, Republican, running for County Commissioner, District 1 in Lee County. Remind you, early voting is going on right now. Get out and vote. David says he needs your vote. He's a Desert Storm Army veteran, 15 years service. He's also a instructor, OSHA instructor, safety supervisor for the past 15 years, part of the Permian Basin, and for the last 20 years has served as city commissioner, mayor, or mayor pro tem in Lovington. And being the mayor or mayor pro tem or the city commissioner, he has been instrumental in going to Santa Fe to get that money, get that capital money, that capital improvement money from the state, like that $21 million project that continues to go on in Lovington today. David Trujillo needs your vote. County Commissioner, District 1 He's a registered Republican. Find out more information at David Trujillo on Facebook. Message paid for by David Trujillo. We're coming right back. 8:12. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
La Tienda in Carlsbad presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Southwest Area Complex Incident Management Team of 4, assuming command of the lightning-caused Indios fire yesterday morning. The complex team brought additional resources and management capabilities to manage the Indios fire. Incident objectives include protecting values at risk and meeting Santa Fe National Forest Plan objectives by reintroducing fire into a fire-dependent ecosystem. Expected benefits include reduction of hazardous fuels, encouraging native growth, and improving range and watershed conditions, species diversity, and wildlife habitat. Despite windy conditions, the fire has been predominantly driven by topography and steep, rugged terrain in the Chalma River Canyon Wilderness. Firefighters continue to construct fire lines by removing vegetation along existing roads and tying into natural features such as rocky cliffs around the fire area. The Mosier fires increased to 92% containment, remains at about 95 acres. Crews continue to monitor lines and look for hotspots and ensure the fire line secure, moving directly within the perimeter to continue control measures. The fire personnel will continue patrol and monitor confinement lines. Crews have continued to gain depth on mop-up operations. Local and state resources remaining on scene through the weekend. There's pockets in the interior continuing to consume, which may have a glow in the evening. This is normal during an incident. A series of incidents at the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant Nuclear Waste Repository, including contamination found on a waste drum, led to a temporary pause of operations in the past month. The incidents in April included 2 that WIP contractors, Salado Isolation Mining Contractors, was required to report. Those were a fire and a mop bucket outdoors near the welding facility, believed to be caused by a burning cigarette butt. A hoist rope also reportedly dropped 15 feet into the facility floor while it was being replaced. Nobody was hurt on either incident. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Hey, this is Big Ben, and it's time for the Memorial Day Slasher Sale at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan. Check your mailbox for an invitation to our event where you could score up to $15,000 in cash plus other great prizes. Save big from May 21st to the 28th. You know what they say? They don't call us the Permian Truck Guys for nothing. Save big on over 250 pre-owned trucks, cars, and SUVs. Many new half-tons and heavy-duty trucks are available. We've got a passion for slashing. Save big on cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Everybody wins when we go low. That's right, shop local and save big with over 500 vehicles available. Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV that you'd rather not be driving? Did you know that due to current market conditions, your used car has never been worth more? Sell us your car direct and score big. Now's the time to take advantage. The Memorial Day Slasher Sale is back. Are you ready to get a newer, nicer car for less? Come see us today at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan, 701 West Navajo Drive in Hobbs.
In the race for state senate, after all the political noise, there is one issue that matters most to voters. Every job in our area depends on the survival of the oil and gas industry. Which candidate will best protect our oil and gas jobs? That's easy. It's Larry Scott. He's been in the oil and gas business for over 40 years. He fought for our industry, for our jobs, and for us in Santa Fe. He stands up to progressives who hate oil and gas and who want to kill our vital industry. Make no mistake, progressives have vowed to outlaw oil and gas. That's why we must vote for Larry Scott for state senate. Ask anyone who knows this business and they will tell you they're supporting Larry Scott. His opponent, Steve McCutcheon, lacks the ability and knowledge to defend this important industry. Southeast New Mexico loses if Steve McCutcheon represents us in the Senate. That's why we need Larry Scott. Vote for oil and gas. Vote for our jobs. Vote for Larry Scott.
This ad paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
New Mexico State Senate District 42.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping and Garden Center in Lovington. Take some time to browse 5,000 square feet of plants, shrubs, and flowers. Shop for shade trees to beat the summer heat and get your garden goods, fruit trees, herbs, companion plants, fertilizer, top and garden soil, plus organic compost. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464 and come on down to 4 Crockett Road just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. Rio Grace, your garden and landscape professionals.
Did you know the Spencer Theater is a nonprofit organization? And our biggest fundraiser of the year, the Taste of the Spencer, is just around the corner. Join us for dinner and a fundraising auction led by Texas State champion auctioneer Clay Golden on June 15th on the Spencer stage. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
Attention all football enthusiasts. Turfs by United Way is excited to announce their 3rd annual flag football tournament happening on Saturday, June 8th at Watson Stadium. Gates open at 8 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. All teams must be registered and paid by May 20th to secure their spot in this exciting tournament. And the best part, all proceeds raised will go back to the Hobbs Schools Crisis Funds, supporting a great cause in our community. But that's not all. They'll have food and product vendors on site so you can enjoy some delicious bites and shop while watching the games. It's going to be a day filled with football, fun, and sun. So make sure to mark your calendars and join them for a fantastic event. For more information and to register your team, call Brittany at United Way of Lee County at 575-740-8375 or stop by United Way and sign up in person, 320 North Ship in Hobbs.
Let's get it on!
You're a lot smarter than I look. We asked Southeast New Mexico what they wanted in a morning show, and they told us. We're tired of being asked what we want in a morning show. All right.
Both of us were banging our heads like two 16-year-olds, yelling at each other.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Today's show is brought to you by 3-Day Weekends. Monday's way of saying it's Tuesday's turn to suck.
That's the way today feels. It really does. Feels like a Monday, but on a different day.
It really does.
Hey,
but
we're going to
it's
get
still Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Taco Tuesday. Biden, we're going to get to a couple cuts from Biden. Did you see him nodding off at the Memorial Day?
Yes. It was shameful.
It was shameful. And I'm not even blaming him.
No.
I'm blaming you people that keep voting for this.
Yes.
I'm blaming you people that keep propping him up.
Yes.
It was terrible. And what does Memorial Day have to do with his son dying?
Nothing. Because his son did not die in war.
No, he didn't die in war. He died of cancer.
Right.
And I know he has tried to link it several times to the fire pits that were burning in Iraq. They have not proven that. And so, yesterday was a day. Let's give the day to the proper folks. And not everything is about, I was a big member of the back in the day. I was Greek. I was Puerto Rican. I was Italian. I was African-American. I was whatever.
How about Melania Trump's statement on it? She said, "Today we pay tribute to the brave souls who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Their selfless acts of courage will forever be remembered and honored." That's what it's about.
Wow. Spot on.
Yeah.
Coming from a foreigner. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Chinese Americans voting for Donald Trump. Why would Chinese Americans be voting for Donald Trump? Tom?
Tom is not quite back yet.
Wow. How long does it take to walk from one end of the building to the other end?
About 10 seconds.
That's what I was thinking. So Chinese Americans voting for Donald Trump, and they explain why they're voting for Trump.
Chinese Americans support Trump. All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually work towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is the communist is. We know communist is what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
And so if anybody understands by communists,
right,
it would be the people that came from China and fled China.
Yes. Yes.
They would know about it.
And the Democrats who aren't listening are blind or stupid or both.
Maybe both. I'll give it to them both. I will. Yeah, I think it's probably both. All right, 877-396-W105. We're going to get into, we got Boob of the Day, Good News of the Day, and more coming up this morning. Our number 877-396-W105. Brand new survey in Japan found 48% of people in their late 50s sleep less than 6 hours a night, which means that these people must identify as parents of newborns.
Or Americans.
Japanese also aren't reproducing much nowadays. Japanese, their birth rates are very, very low. Much like Americans' birth rates are very, very low. I don't know. I think sleep is overrated. Last couple days I've been sleeping more because I wasn't feeling good, but usually I do 4 to 5 hours, maybe 6 hours a night.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the way my body has been trained for years, and I've survived. I know they say a good 8 hours is important. So far, so good. Tom takes a lot of naps. How many hours combined do you sleep a day?
Well,
Tom?
when I take power naps, probably about, besides the 4 that I take during the night, probably about an hour.
The 4?
Yeah.
So you only sleep.
Wait. What time do you go to bed, Tom?
Depends.
Usually about what time?
11.
Okay. What time do you get up?
4:30.
Okay, so that's 5 and a
And
half.
why do you get up at 4:30?
My
You get
alarm
to the
wakes me
station
up.
like right before 6.
Well, it takes an hour to get up.
What?
It takes an hour to get up?
Although my alarm goes off at 4:30, it takes me an hour to get ready.
How many times do you hit the snooze?
Dude, it's not like
Several.
you're coming in.
Did you hear that?
Not
It
like-
takes several. So you don't get up till 5:30.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 and a half
Here's
hours.
a great idea. Put the alarm away from the bed.
Well, that won't wake
That
me
way
up.
you have
then.
to get up.
Well,
That
yeah.
way you have to get up.
Alarm from the bed.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
have it.
put
Don't
the
have it where
alarm
you
away
can
from
reach
the
it
bed.
and do the snooze.
But if I don't reach it, I don't go to sleep.
I don't reach it. I don't go to sleep.
Set the alarm.
Right,
Go to
say
bed.
alarm telling you to go to sleep?
Well, yeah. I mean, when it starts alarming, it means
Get
to
up.
stop it.
It means get up.
In my case, it just says snooze.
So you got 6 and a half hours at night, roughly.
About 4
and
and a
then
half.
about 4 and a half
During
the
the
day.
show, that's an hour at least.
An hour. No.
So at about 4 hours naps during the day. So about
Yeah.
10 hours a day.
Yeah, you're a minimum of 10 hours. Prime Minister calling for elections on July 4th. King Charles and his son, Prince William, have canceled all public appearances scheduled between now and July 4th. Elections for the Prime Minister of England.
Is it because they don't want to influence it, or?
Well, they don't want to divert attention towards the elections.
Huh.
Do they understand July 4th,
They don't
the
care.
significance of July 4th in America?
No.
Well, and the significance of July 4th in Britain?
Well, the significance is they lost.
Right.
So
Yes.
what? They don't want to bring attention to that.
I kind of like pointing that out. A loss is a loss. So, Biden administration selling out taxpayer cash to foreign LGBTQ events approaching Pride Month. Why are we sending money to other countries? We're actually spending your hard-earned tax dollars. State Department bankrolling Gay Film Festival and an LGBT community conference and Pride events in Australia, Czech Republic, and Bulgaria. Why are we using our tax dollars to fund this crap? I'll say it's crap. If they want to fund that in Australia, and Czech Republic, Bulgaria, do so. Pay for it. This crap just gets under my skin.
Yes.
See, this is one thing the Libertarian Party would be like, oh, hell no.
Right.
We're not funding another country.
No.
Why would we? You want a Pride Day festivity? Knock yourself out. Pay for it. So we're spending millions of dollars sending money to foreign countries so they can have a Pride Day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked about this story 3 weeks ago. Remember the story of the former Quantico?
Yep.
The two Jordanian nationals that had crossed our southern border.
Right.
Came across. Former Quantico staffer warning that this is a dry run, just like SEAL Team 6.
Mm-hmm.
Member of SEAL Team 6. He was the first to start talking about it.
Right.
Saying that this is a dry run. But what they did, they took a box van and tried to go through the barriers. What if that same truck would have been loaded with explosives? That would have been devastating, right?
Correct.
Is this a dry run of more to come?
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking. Were they arrested? Were they deported?
No, they were just turned around.
They were turned around. No, you're 100% right.
We can't arrest people for things like breaking the law.
We are totally screwed.
This is what happens
with this administration.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have weak and rudderless leadership.
Amen. Amen. Criminal complaint. Looks like a suspect walked away from officers after seeing the high noon fire footage. So Albuquerque Police Department is searching for a suspect they believe set a fire at the Old Town restaurant last week. According to the Albuquerque Fire and Rescue, firefighters arrived at the scene of the high noon restaurant and saloon about 7 p.m. Tuesday morning. The fire quickly was put out, but caused more than $20,000 in damages. Now they're suspecting that the arsonist was there and walked away from the fire. Police did not know that he possibly was the person that was involved. Wow. They have an active warrant for his arrest. We'll have to wait and see on this case. And a man caught on camera doing donuts on a pride flag mural. Pride Month coming up in St. Petersburg, Florida. They used your tax dollars in St. Petersburg, Florida, to paint a Pride Day mural. Did they do it for Memorial Day? I mean, why wouldn't we paint a, I don't know, Memorial Day mural? No, we can't do that. And if you think this doesn't happen in New Mexico, same thing will happen in Albuquerque.
Yep.
They'll use taxpayer money. Well, somebody went through there in a dually pickup and peeled out on the mural.
On the mural.
Hey, freedom, First Amendment, freedom of speech. That's
they're
what they
saying
say when they
cameras.
That's what they claim when they desecrate the American flag.
So they are now saying, because of this, that when they make the arrest, it could be a hate crime, Blake.
Why should it be a crime? If you can do it to the American flag, you can do it to any flag.
Damage to public property is what they're saying. Because it damaged a mural.
Shouldn't have painted it
Why
on the
would
street.
you put a mural on the street? Probably the worst this guy should be charged with would be reckless driving.
Sure.
I mean, that would probably be the most. And if you're on OnlyFans, this lady is one of the top 1%ers on OnlyFans. Holy cow. Top 1%ers. She's 72 years old. Michelle Hardenbrook. Yes. 72 years old. And she is in the top 1% of earners.
Guess she figures she's at the end. It doesn't matter.
She's got like 3,100 subscribers.
Dang.
She's making she's making $31,000 a month on subscriptions. Oh wait, no. This year she's up to $49,000 a month.
Crazy or what? I'm telling you.
Tom, do you subscribe?
Crazy.
Huh? Are you one of her subscribers?
Joe Biden regime just sent another $272 million in aid to Ukraine, in case you missed that, over the holiday weekend. Protecting democracy is what he calls it. I call it protecting his investment.
Yeah.
That's what I would call it. That would be his investment. And a new study coming out. This is on Breitbart this morning. Study conducted shows that the amount of copper needed for EVs to put up the charging stations is impossible for mining companies to produce that much copper.
Correct.
It is impossible for us to build the 500,000 EV charging stations. There isn't enough copper in the world to build that many charging stations.
Right. And they can't mine enough to do it either in any reason.
And so why did they come out with that number? Well, that number sounded great.
Yeah.
It's another false narrative.
Right.
That has been pitched by the Biden administration. Congratulations. All right, Blake, we're going to get to Boob of the Day, then we're going to take a break. 8:34. Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. Go in there and get the deep dive done. Find out what the heck is going on. They'll do the blood work for you. They have a lab right there in the office. And then they'll call you back and schedule your appointment. And you go in there, and you'll spend a lot of time with them. And this is one thing I could stress, is they spend a lot of time with you, more time than I've ever spent with any other doctor. And they'll go through everything. They'll go through everything, liver, kidney, all your main organs, how are they working? They'll look at your testosterone. They'll look at your complete hormonal package, find out exactly where is that, are you low T? Ladies, they'll look to see where you are. And then they'll come up with a plan for hormonal optimization. If you're living in pain, they have something for you also. Stem cell therapy and ozone therapy. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Check them out. Find them on Facebook or go online and check them out at thedesertfma.com. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
I can't decide if we should consider this a modern American wedding or a throwback to the 1800s. Maybe it's both. There was a wedding reception in Indiana earlier this month where a scuffle broke out, and it culminated in the groom shooting a guest in the hand.
Uh-oh.
Indiana State Police responded to a 911 call on May 18th about a possible drunken shooting at a wedding reception. The festivities, they were winding down, and there was an argument between one of the guests and the wife. who was accusing him of flirting with another guest. So somehow the groom got involved, started fighting with the flirter, and a gun was pulled.
Uh-oh.
There was a struggle over it, and the gun fired, hitting yet another male guest in the hand. Now, the groom denies he intentionally pulled the trigger, kind of like Alec Baldwin.
Right.
And he told police the gun just went off.
Sure.
During, quote, all the rustle and bustle. Both the groom and the flirting man were arrested. Both were charged with battery and criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon. Now, it sounds like the man who was shot in the hand will be okay. And for pulling a gun at your own wedding because someone was flirting with someone else, and it wasn't even the bride, you are the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by our buddies at Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. 877-396-W105. Tom, wrap up the text. We got to take a break.
All right, so this text is saying the driver in the dually should be given an American salute for his stand on freedom of speech.
Amen.
Says the texter. And Eddy County has 507 more Republican votes cast than Lee County to date, says this one texter. If we want the Lee County Senate seat, we got to stay.
That one has a name on it.
In Lee County. That's okay. That's Randy.
State Representative Randy Pettigrew.
Yeah. And Buddy's chiming in. You know, that's exactly why I quit paying taxes. I don't support other countries nor lazy people. So come on and get me, IRS. Says Buddy, don't invite them, dude, because they will.
Yeah.
They'll come get
you.
They
listen.
They do listen to the show. And we spend our dollars for gay pride parades in other countries because those countries would not allow their money to be spent on that, says the text.
We're just stupid.
Right.
We're straight up stupid. This country is going straight up stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is Hater B. B, why do you keep bragging about yourself? You think you're so perfect. I mean, have you ever really worked hard in your life? Have you ever gotten blisters on your hands? I don't think so.
I think he was talking about the amount of sleep.
The amount of sleep, yeah.
Have I ever worked hard?
And gotten blisters on your hands?
I have worked hard every damn day of my life. Yes, I have worked hard. And let me tell you, I work with this. See this head? I work with this. And look at those hands. They have blisters on them. Look at that one. I've cut it off.
You cut them right in there.
Yeah, I cut them right off. So please don't tell me about working hard. I'm semi-retired now, and I worked my ass off my entire life, raised 5 kids on my own. So I don't need anybody telling me about working hard. Just because you have to continue to work hard, don't be jealous. It's okay. You'll get retired or die before then. One way or another, you'll retire.
I'm retired, too.
You're re-something.
Let's get to the break because we're still one behind.
All right, get to the break.
All right, break. The news this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Bracket race coming up this Friday. Bracket race Friday, and that, of course, is May 31st. Prep track. Find out more information. Get in touch with Jamal, 575-631-5099. And don't forget, Saturday, they're going to be racing straight bikes, box, no box, dragsters, and more. Find out more information. Follow them Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the big summer banger is coming back in July. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. 20 minutes away from 9. Be on the Breakfast Club.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The defense goes first, then the prosecution, delivering closing arguments today at former President Trump's trial in New York.
During the trial, the prosecution called 20 witnesses to the stand. The defense only called 2 witnesses. Trump did not take the stand in his own defense. The former president is facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. He denies any wrongdoing and has pleaded not guilty.
Brooke Singman, Fox News.
A regional wireless carrier is being bought up by one of the big guys.
T-Mobile is paying about $4.4 billion for almost all of U.S. Cellular, giving it 4 million new customers. T-Mobile says the deal will help it to reach more rural areas that haven't traditionally been covered by its cell phone network.
Stocks start the day mixed on Wall Street. That was Jenny Casola reporting. Pope Francis, by the way, is apologizing for using a vulgar term in Italian about gay men, reaffirming the Catholic Church's ban on gay priests. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello, this is former Senator Gay Kernan. In the race for state senate, I'm endorsing Representative Larry Scott and hope you'll support him too. I've been very disappointed by the negative and untruthful campaign run by Larry's opponent, Steve McCutcheon, as his campaign so far has not been based upon the facts. The truth is, Larry Scott is one of the most reliable, conservative votes in Santa Fe and is the single strongest voice for oil and gas in the entire New Mexico legislature. I'm also disappointed that our governor appointed McCutcheon to the Senate and in doing so has divided our southeast New Mexico community. Larry Scott was supported by the majority of our county commissioners who recognized Larry's strong conservative record and service to southeast New Mexico. Please do not believe the negative campaign against Larry Scott. Larry Scott has earned our trust.
Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
This is Justin Wilson, candidate for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. I'm a rancher and small business owner providing dirt work services in the oil field. I know the importance of industry in our county and the challenges of working together. Being raised on a ranch, I have very conservative values, putting God first, family second, followed by our constitutional rights. I'll stand strong to defend our rights and ways of life. Road maintenance and transparency is of utmost importance in the county. I am Justin Wilson, asking for your vote June 4th for Eddy County Commissioner, District 3. Paid for by Committee J. Wilson, County Commissioner.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Hello everyone, this is Catherine Brown. If re-elected in the Republican primary election on June 4th, I will become the senior Republican in the New Mexico House of Representatives. This is highly beneficial for House District 55. When I entered politics, I dedicated myself to serving as your full-time representative. I promised to advocate with zeal for the people and interests of District 55. I have kept my promises. I ask for your vote so that I may continue serving you.
Paid for by committee to re-elect Catherine Brown, David Fritchie, Treasurer.
You're back! You're back! I have a gun! I will fucking shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinen. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state Senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state Senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
Our open border is a human tragedy, but it doesn't have to be this way. I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I've been fighting the progressives in Santa Fe with everything I have, who are trying to destroy our way of life. We are under attack, and I won't rest until that border is closed and our families are safe. We need a fighter in Santa Fe. I have never backed down from a fight.
Paid for by Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate, District 32.
Yucca Blossom invites you to join them for Simply Summer. Saturday and Sunday, June 2nd and 3rd, over 50 arts and crafts vendors will be on hand with a huge array of items to select from. The event is free and will feature the Small Town Grill, Wild West Soda, and boutique trucks. Proceeds from the silent auction and your donations at the door will benefit local radio personality Will Rooney. Yucca Blossom Simply Summer, June 2nd and 3rd at the Walter Gerald Center in Carlsbad.
Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote. Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough, Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Bee and the Breakfast Club, the radio version of Hooked on Phonics.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Text now 877-396-W105 to talk to Bee and the Breakfast Club.
848 Bee and the Breakfast Club. Morning show being brought to you by Narstar Laundry. Find them today in Carlsbad and in Loving. Find them 609 West Lee Street and 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad and 406 West Cedar in Loving. They can wash, dry, and fold all your clothes, dry clean your clothes, press them up, keep you looking good, or you can do it all yourself. They have coin-operated machines ready for you. See them in Carlsbad and in Loving. 848 Bee and the Breakfast Club. Looks like director George Miller is now teasing that Furry Road, the prequel focused on Mad Max backstory.
Fury Road.
Fury Road.
Furry Road.
Fury.
That's a whole different movie, B.
What the hell? Furries. Yeah, that would be a whole different one. So, the backstory of Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah. With a twist. Right? Modern day New York City. Is that where it's?
If it's Furry Road, yes. If it's Fury Road,
but if it's Fury Road, no. Okay. 877-396-W105. We talked about the Japanese eater.
Yes.
6 times Nathan champion announced his retirement from the sport. He's got health concerns. He's got some real health concerns. Like his stomach is enlarged.
Oh, that's what happens when you eat a lot of
eating? Yeah. Can you imagine being a competitive eater and expecting things not to go in that bad direction?
No.
Yeah. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he would sign a ban on assault weapons the day that he is elected. So if you were thinking that you were going to vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and you're a gun rights guy or gal, he's taking away your assault weapons. Well, I don't know how you would ban them.
He can't even define what they are except the way they look.
Oh, they're scary. Big, scary guns.
Right.
One person beaten with a bat, another person shot over the weekend. Odessa police investigating after a shooting happened on Andrews Highway. Witnesses told police that 3 vehicles were involved, including a motorcycle. During the incident, one person was beaten with a baseball bat and the other person was shot before police arrived. Everyone left the scene. They're still looking for more information on this case.
Wow.
Wow. Sounded like a busy weekend, and sounded like the old Odessa, right, Tom? Back in the day.
I know it. When I started there, it was like a lot. It was the number one crime city per capita.
Blake, did you see the report? New Mexico Libertarian Party reacts to the national convention.
Yeah, I did, because the apparently the delegate they had from New Mexico is actually from Colorado.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, wait. Hold up a second. This is kind of like Martin Heinrich being a representative from New Mexico, but lives in Maryland.
Yes.
Oh,
similar,
okay.
except that federal election law actually says that you have to live in the state that you represent. That's why he owns a rental house up in a house in Albuquerque. And sorry. And but the Libertarian Party actually has a history. I look at this. They actually have a history of allowing delegates from other states to represent some states at their convention. Which seems a little strange to me, but
they didn't have one person from New Mexico that could make the trip.
I guess not. I mean, he could probably see New Mexico from his house.
Maybe,
but I mean.
So, look, I think the Libertarian Party is probably going to nominate their candidate.
They did.
And
actually,
I think a lot of them behind the scenes will vote for Trump.
Probably. They did nominate their guy. What was his name? Let me find it real quick. He is a pro-trans guy, by the way. And
pro-trans.
Yeah, so he's in favor of trans people, I guess. I think really probably what it is he backs their right to be whoever they want to be.
They can do whatever they want.
Right. Here.
As long as it doesn't cost the government.
So he supports open borders, apparently, and that is not a libertarian stance.
No, that goes against the Libertarian Party.
Let's see. His name is Chase Oliver.
Chase Oliver. Well, that might be a opportunity for many libertarians to decide maybe they'll back Trump.
Maybe.
Tom, I hate to tell you, Jelly Roll. You like Jelly Roll, right, Tom?
He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, why?
Yeah, I'm not talking about Jelly Roll, the candy, but you like Jelly Roll, right?
The entertainer, yeah.
So Jelly Roll talking about his sobriety. And at one time, Jelly Roll was addicted to cocaine, Xanax.
Yep.
All the hard stuff. You know what he said kept him off of the hard drugs?
Burritos.
Tom, you just got finished running a half marathon, by the way.
Oh, he finished half marathon?
Marijuana. He said
Marijuana?
marijuana has kept him sober.
Really?
Told the Taste of Country music star, Jelly Roll, said that marijuana is what kept him sober. He said throughout his entire life he's been addicted to some hard drug, and marijuana is kept him sober and kept him on the right path.
Wow.
Okay.
So, and you know what? The proof is in the pudding with him.
That doesn't really surprise me. That doesn't really surprise me, because the argument that marijuana is a gateway drug isn't true.
No, it's not.
It's been proven to not hold any water.
I mean,
alcohol is more of a gateway drug than marijuana is.
Yep.
I've never had.
Tom, you have never done no alcohol?
No.
What about marijuana?
When I was a kid, I picked up a girl at a donut shop, and she took out her purse and started lighting up.
Oh, you at a donut shop? I'm totally surprised.
No,
Holy
but
crap.
she said, could I have a ride? I said, yeah. And then she took out her purse out of the papers, the little marijuana papers, started rolling the joint. And I thought I was kind of a nerdy back then, and so I watched her because I know she was going to ask me for a hit. So I took a hit, and then I started coughing, and then And she had told me to roll up your windows before she started lighting up.
Okay.
And so I rolled down the windows, and she said, "You idiot, you're going to get us pinched." And I screeched to a halt. I said, "Get the hell out of my car." Threw her stuff out. But that was the first time.
Every time you tell that story, it changes a little bit.
Well, yeah. So I went home. And,
well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Every time
but, you know,
when did you eat the shrooms?
Fake shrooms. But I went,
let's move
and in
along.
Albertsons, that's when it was 24/7 back in the day. In Midland, bought me some cheap cologne, spread it on my clothes so my mom wouldn't know that I was
Well, wait,
doing it.
I thought
She
this
knew
was
it
in the
anyway.
afternoon. You said it was one afternoon at the donut shop.
I was in the evening. My buddies and I had just parted, we were hanging out. And they were talking about girls and stuff like they always did it.
And you thought you were going to get lucky.
Right.
So that's okay.
So I threw my clothes in the hallway, and my mom never washes early in the morning, and I heard the washer. I said, "Uh-oh." I went into the hallway as my clothes were gone.
Yeah, because they stank.
Yeah. And so she was in
Ben pacato mas.
she was in the kitchen
Vente.
with her coffee.
Let's move along.
And I said to her, she said to me, "What'd you do last night?" "Oh, we went and did what else you do?" I said, "Well, I knew that at that point I was busted, dude. I wasn't going to lie to her."
Dude, marijuana stays on your clothes 2 days.
Yep.
Well, that night,
I'm
I
not
guess.
buying
So then she,
Especially cheap
Well, you put it in
cologne.
a pile.
but I was a senior, and then
Oh, yeah, because
She-
that has everything to do
she
with it.
took my car keys away for a month. School starts in a month. You'll get them back then.
There you go.
And I had to ride my bike. I hadn't done marijuana since.
Well, riding your bike probably did you good.
Let's take another break.
857. Woman found dead in a car with a gunshot wound in Albuquerque. Things are popping off this weekend. That happened yesterday morning, 11:40 a.m. Albuquerque police investigating. By the way, that's pretty much identity of the woman. Don't know. All I know is she was found dead in the car, and that's pretty much it. Did you see in Israel, they discovered 2,300-year-old gold ring at the City of David site?
Yep. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
How old was it?
2,300 years old.
Wow.
Made of gold.
Before Jesus.
Set with a red precious stone. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fair. It's not super ornate or anything, and that the red stone is, it's very well held in there by the gold around it. It's kind of a cool.
So was
ring.
it David's ring or what?
They don't know.
Oh.
They do not know. So they are, of course, continuing to. They have found other jewelry pieces at the same site. Yep. Man stole $7,000 worth of items from Target. Made 3,100 visits in Phoenix, Arizona. You have to steal a lot of stuff from Target, $7,000, unless you're stealing like TVs. And by the way, Target will not be selling the bathing suits for transitioning people.
Got to tuck it.
No bathing suits this year. But you know who's picked up the LGBTQ wear?
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yep.
Yes. And you would think Walmart would look at Target and Budweiser and they get the message. Walmart evidently thinks they're too big to fail.
Yep. They say, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, no, they're not going to do us anything." Nah. All right, we're going to talk about the World Health Organization, new pandemic guidelines. We got half dozen U.S. governors that are saying no way. So we'll get to that story coming up in a second. Morning show being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. Find them in Lovington. Family-run business. These guys have awesome meat. It all begins with the meat. And if you're looking for steaks and pork chops, and hey, they've got the hamburger patties ready to go. But that's why their food is so good. They're serving up breakfast right now. They've got breakfast platters and burritos. And, of course, for lunch, get a host of food that's in there. Find out the daily lunch special today by just liking them on Facebook. They also do the weekly meat market special, beef jerky. Get in there for some beef jerky. 1422 South Main and Lovington. Call your orders in 575-739-7778. Tom on the text, and we'll take a break. Good news coming up in just a sec.
All right, so Tom is lying his butt off, says the text. Donut shops don't open in the afternoon. It was in the evening, says the texter. And Team Tom A and Blake O, the devil's weed. And Tom didn't know anything about ASS, gas, or grass. Ha ha, says the texter. Okay. And you can't be sober when you're high on marijuana, you moron, says this one text. Substance abuse, it comes in so many different forms. Please quit promoting that. We weren't promoting that.
No one was
I'm not
promoting.
promoting anything.
No,
I'm reading
no
this
one-
story.
No one's promoting substance abuse.
And did you guys say something about furs when I was gone the last time?
Furs?
Yeah.
Did you?
Like the cafeteria or the?
Like, furs that you wear?
Yeah, furry.
Because this one comment says, you probably should never hate on Tom again after that furry comment. Laugh out loud. Says the texter.
It was fury, and I said fur.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
It was a
I'm
furious
in a little
furry.
bit of a rush this morning, so maybe I screwed the pooch. Sorry about
It
that.
was a furious furry.
Was it? Okay. And been waiting for someone else to mention it, but how cool was it that Trump was at the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte yesterday?
Yeah,
That was
I mean,
very
look,
cool.
the stamina of Donald Trump going to all these events is crazy.
I'll give him that is for sure. And there we go, B. We're caught up.
All right, Tom, we got a lot of stories to get to. Good news today in just a second. Taking a break, 902 KWMW, Miles Jamore, 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you by Janko Janitorial, 324 West Main and Artesia. They can take care of all your cleaning. Industrial, oil field cleaning, commercial cleaning, window cleaning, office cleaning, and they can strip and wax your floors. Or maybe you need cleaning supplies. They offer commercial-grade cleaning supplies. Call Amber this morning, 575-703-1869. You need more information? Give them a call or just go to the website, jancojanitorial.com, for more information. 903, let's qualify you for the cash. We're coming right back. Be in the Breakfast Club, W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
La Tienda in Carlsbad presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Southwest Area Complex Incident Management Team of 4, assuming command of the lightning-caused Indios fire yesterday morning. The complex team brought additional resources and management capabilities to manage the Indios fire. Incident objectives include protecting values at risk and meeting Santa Fe National Forest Plan objectives by reintroducing fire into a fire-dependent ecosystem. Expected benefits include reduction of hazardous fuels, encouraging native growth, and improving range and watershed conditions. Species diversity and wildlife habitat. Despite windy conditions, the fire has been predominantly driven by topography and steep, rugged terrain in the Chalma River Canyon Wilderness. Firefighters continue to construct fire lines by removing vegetation along existing roads and tying into natural features such as rocky cliffs around the fire area. The Mosier fires increased to 92% containment, remains at about 95 acres. Crews continue to monitor lines and look for hot spots and ensure the fire line secure, moving directly within the perimeter to continue control measures. The fire personnel will continue patrol and monitor confinement lines. Crews have continued to gain depth on mop-up operations. Local and state resources remaining on scene through the weekend. There's pockets in the interior continuing to consume, which may have a glow in the evening. This is normal during an incident. A series of incidents at the waste isolation pilot plant nuclear waste repository, including contamination found on a waste drum, led to a temporary pause of operations in the past month. The incidents in April included two that WIP contractors, Salado Isolation Mining Contractors, was required to report. Those were a fire in a mop bucket outdoors near the welding facility, believed to be caused by a burning cigarette butt. A hoist rope also reportedly dropped 15 feet into the facility floor while it was being replaced. Nobody was hurt on either incident. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Get back! Get back! I have a gun! I will fucking shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinen. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state Senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state Senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here. Full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
Hungry Horse Environmental Services in Lovington is looking to hire operators, environmental technicians, and labor hands. Pay will be based upon experience. Stop by 4024 Plains Highway in Lovington to fill out an application today. Hungry Horse Environmental Services of Lovington is an equal opportunity employer.
When you live your life in Wrangler clothes, it's hard to imagine working a 9-to-5 without them. While protection is important, you want clothes with style and comfort. And now, thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, you can have it all. Wrangler FR is designed to protect you from burn injury on the job, while continuing to offer the comfort and durability you'd expect from Wrangler. Stop by Benny's Western Store, 205 West Main in Artesia, and 107 South Canyon in Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler FR apparel today. When it comes to work clothes, wear clothes that work for you.
Hello everyone, I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malagajal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by Committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Shut up, chicken! Now back to your morning show. Hey! Now with the most information for you to start your day.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
Tom A's motto is regular naps prevent old age, especially if you take them while driving.
I can provide sleep sounds if you like. I have several options. Summer night, ocean paradise, whale call.
No. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to B in the Breakfast Club.
You really jarred something loose, Tiger.
9:10. Good news of the day coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station right up at 128 on Buck Jackson Road. If you're on 128 and need fuel, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. They apologize for any inconvenience they had a little while ago that they were having some problems with the card reader. Well, they have upgraded the card reader, and all is good now. They apologize for any inconvenience. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They accept all your WEX cards, major credit cards, and, of course, your credit cards, too, debit cards and credit cards. Be safe on the road from the Twin Wells Fuel Station. You know it's bad when Joe Biden has to tell you when to clap. He was at West Point over the weekend. Yeah. Clap right there.
America is the strongest when we lead not only by our example of our power, but by the power of our example. You can clap for that.
I wouldn't have clapped either because what he said made no sense at all.
Yeah,
and of course,
they were trying to figure it out.
They were like, what the hell did he just say?
He said words, but I don't think they went together.
Yeah, they was just blah, 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 blah. Memorial Day turned into a memorial about Beau Biden. Here's what Biden had to say.
This week marks 9 years since I lost my son, Beau. Our losses are not the same. He didn't perish in the battlefield. He was a cancer victim.
Hey, at least he admitted it.
Yeah, at least he did, because before he would have never done that. So at least he did admit it. Nearly half of all U.S. governors urging drastic change in the Global Health Organization before the new pandemic hits. So 24 Republican governors don't want the World Health Organization to call the shots in the case of another pandemic, global pandemic. They sent a letter to Biden about just this. Currently, there are 2 proposals under negotiations that would grant the World Health Organization unprecedented and unconstitutional authority inside the United States. Republican governors are like, not on our watch. No word from, of course, Joe Biden as of late. Good. Johnny Wachter killed himself. Well, let me rephrase that, was killed in Los Angeles. General Hospital star, killed in Los Angeles. They took a great human being, according to his mother. He was shot and killed in downtown Los Angeles Sunday morning. Oh. That's pretty much all we know at this point. Young man still, in his 30s. 37 years of age. Crazy. Looks like the actor that's playing Ronald Reagan, Dennis Quaid, has praised Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys saw that interview.
No.
So he actually praised Donald Trump.
Wow.
Recent interview, Dennis Quaid offered his praise to Donald Trump, calling him a very principled and even sweet. Sweet? Nobody has ever called Donald Trump sweet. Right. Singling out Trump's foreign policy achievements, and evidently he loves the way he's standing against Hamas.
Wow.
Dennis Quaid.
So he must have really been reading up on Reagan playing this part to realize
exactly.
that.
Now, when's that movie coming out? Did they say?
No, they're still shooting it right now. So it's
I don't know. It opens in theaters August 30th.
Oh,
My birthday.
I thought they were done.
Yeah, August 30th. So we got a little ways to go. And a mother pushes a 2-year-old girl to safety just before a fatal crash at a Michigan drag strip. I don't know if you saw this. Michigan woman was killed when a out-of-control vehicle slammed into where she was sitting with her daughter. She shoved her daughter out of the way, and she ended up dying. This happened at the Silver Lake State Park Sand Dunes Raceway in Oceana County, which is about 270 miles from Detroit. Police said the driver of the modified Jeep CJ lost control, veered off the track. That's when the vehicle killed 33-year-old Katie Price. Price pushed her 2-year-old daughter to safety right before she was hit.
Wow.
A mother's love. Unbelievable. All right, 9:16. I got a story about Hunter Biden I got to get to. Good news of the day coming up next. Tom on the text, 877-396-W105.
All right, I gave up on Social Security, says this text. I know I'll never get any of it. I'm just going to have to max out my 401. Hopefully it will be enough, says the texter on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one says, yes, but she has all of the skin in the game. I guess it was referring to
the old lady.
The old lady, yeah. There we go.
Keep going.
All right. I don't know. Should I read that one?
Yes, go ahead.
You sure?
Yep.
I mean, I don't want Will to bite off my head or nothing.
Just do the first part of it.
Okay.
Because, yeah, go ahead.
Let me find it again. Let's skip right back.
Oh, my Lord. Robert De Niro lashing out at Donald Trump outside.
Again?
He's one of the protesters outside of Donald Trump's hearing. Robert De Niro, why does he have such disdain for Donald Trump?
Because he's awful.
I really hope that Robert De Niro's girlfriend comes out today and tells him, look, I know I told you the baby was yours, but the baby's not yours, okay?
Well,
He's like 80 years old anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
like
well,
that.
yeah, he's late 70s, I think.
Having babies.
All right, Tom, you found it. Let's go.
So this text starts off with, can we talk about the Hobbs News endorsing Larry Scott?
Yes, we can. That was an editorial process that I, as the editor of the paper, wasn't involved in, actually. That was purely the ownership of the newspaper, who have been friends with Larry for a long time, endorsing in a local race, which we have never done before. So that is how that endorsement came about. I am not saying negatively or positively about it. I'm just saying that was an endorsement from the ownership of the newspaper. And it does say that in there. And it wasn't an editorial board decision, because the editorial board didn't have anything to do with it. So there you go.
There you go.
Like, I had no input on that whatsoever. It was told to me that I was putting it in the paper no matter what. So I did.
You got to take orders. Is that okay? And one more. I think I'm the nerdy one here. Laugh out loud and always answer the dog, says the texter.
You were reading the answer to a different thing.
Oh, was that? Okay.
Kevin, back to you, sir.
All right, we're going to get to good news of the day coming up in just a second. Hunter Biden used the Biden visit to Sandy Hook Memorial to set up a talk with a Chinese individual on a $10 million deal.
Of course.
The alleged influence peddling from the Biden family appears to reach into a all-time low, as released information reveals that a solemn memorial was treated as an opportunity to make a multi-million-dollar deal. Wednesday, the House Ways and Means Committee presented a collection of whistleblowers provided evidence suggesting Hunter Biden lied under oath to Congress when they were talking about the messages that came out on the 5-year anniversary of Sandy Hook. The Bidens used that opportunity to meet with a Chinese energy firm executive, Liu Yaodong, on the WeChat app about the chance of a meet with the former Vice President Joe Biden. Can we meet this evening early? Asked Hunter Biden. My father and I will be in New York also, and he wants to attend the Sandy Hook Memorial Service. He wants me to attend Sandy Hook Memorial Service with him, and I would like to meet you along with my uncle James Biden, and then you and I can talk to get this thing worked out. By the way, they said no problem, and they ended up meeting on that solemn occasion. It's all about the money.
Yep.
It's all about it's not about the country. And Joe Biden has proved that time and time again. It's not about the country. It's about how much money they can make.
Yeah, they don't care if the country burns to ashes, so long as they're in charge and they get all the money. They don't care.
He has proven that time and time again. Sad, but true. God bless. And I think there's one thing Donald Trump is 100% spot on about. We can't survive 4 more years of this guy.
No.
And I thank God so many people are waking up to this. They are. All right, 9:22. We're going to do good news of the day. We'll come back in just a second. Tradio just around the corner. Still got a couple things to talk about if we need. And we haven't talked about Las Vegas alien video showing 2 beings.
No, we haven't. But let's get this break in before we do that.
All right. Good news of the day this morning being brought to you by, we don't want to do it on the other side of the break?
Yeah, let's do good news on the other side.
All right, we'll do that on the other side. Good news coming up next, and we'll talk about the 2 alien beings that they've discovered. Big things. We'll get to that coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating, your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of all your air conditioning needs. Today, it's going to be really warm. The air conditioner is out. You probably should call Enrique Rocha. 575-631-1999. Call him today. If it can be repaired, he will repair it. If you need a brand new unit, they offer financing and new technology like the inverter-driven heat pumps. Give him a call, 575-631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We're coming right back. The good news of the day up next, 9:23. We're W105.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. Closing arguments have started at former President Trump's criminal hush money trial in New York. A defense attorney telling jurors he did not commit any crimes. The former president, before heading into court,
it's going after himself, and they're helping out. And we have a judge who's highly conflicted. He happens to be corrupt.
Prosecutors' closing arguments are second. An Israeli military official says it's still unclear what set off the fire that killed dozens of Palestinian civilians after airstrikes in the city of Rafah Sunday.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists Israel must defeat Hamas in Rafah if it's to destroy the militant group. Israel has taken control of one of the city's major intersections. Shelling and overnight airstrikes preceded the arrival of Israel's tanks.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Already displaced Palestinians have now been fleeing from Rafah in southern Gaza. America's listening to Fox News.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
There's been talk in the news that it's hard to get credit these days. Not here. Just like always, we're making auto loans. We offer competitive rates and quick service. We make our loan decisions locally, so you don't have to wait for out-of-town approval on your loan. Make this strong move. Get your auto loan from us. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hello, everyone. This is State Representative Catherine Brown. As you know, I'm running for re-election in House District 55, serving the people of Carlsbad, Eunice, Jal, Otis, Loving, and Malaga. How will you benefit if I'm re-elected? I will continue serving you with the dedication, focus, and hard work I'm known for, standing up for faith, family, liberty, and a strong economy. I will continue guarding your constitutional rights, every single one of them. I'm the NRA-endorsed candidate in this race. I will also build upon my success in getting hundreds of millions of extra dollars into Eddy and Lee counties for highway projects. I will continue advocating for career technical education courses for high school students because not everyone needs or wants to go to college. To find out more, please visit my website, catherinebrown.com. The winner of the June 4th primary will win this seat, so please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on or before June 4th.
Paid for by Committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
Statues without heart. Join us for an evening with the Gatlin Brothers on Saturday, June 1st. Don't miss their award-winning performances of hit songs like Broken Lady and All the Gold in California at the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or visit spencertheater.com.
It's Elaine Sena-Cortez, your conservative Republican candidate for state representative. When you think of Lee County, what comes to mind? For me, it's oil and gas. It's the hardworking New Mexicans who keep our state and the country moving. Santa Fe has declared war on our industry. With rising inflation and crushing national debt, it's obvious that Lee County's oil and gas industry is the answer to our problems. But radical Democrats hate our American energy. Let's take a stand. My vision is simple. Drill, baby, drill.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Elaine Sena-Cortez for New Mexico House.
In the race for state senate, after all the political noise, there is one issue that matters most to voters. Every job in our area depends on the survival of the oil and gas industry. Which candidate will best protect our oil and gas jobs? That's easy. It's Larry Scott. He's been in the oil and gas business for over 40 years. He fought for our industry, for our jobs, and for us in Santa Fe. He stands up to progressives who hate oil and gas and who want to kill our vital industry. Make no mistake, progressives have vowed to outlaw oil and gas. That's why we must vote for Larry Scott for state senate. Ask anyone who knows this business and they will tell you they're supporting Larry Scott. His opponent, Steve McCutcheon, lacks the ability and knowledge to defend this important industry. Southeast New Mexico loses if Steve McCutcheon represents us in the Senate. That's why we need Larry Scott. Vote for oil and gas. Vote for our jobs. Vote for Larry Scott.
This ad paid for by the Committee to elect Larry R. Scott, New Mexico State Senate District 42.
This week at Finn's Country Market in Artesia. Memorial Day savings store-wide. Family pack T-bone steaks are $5.97 a pound. 80% ground beef just $2.77 a pound. Pork spare ribs for $1.67 a pound. And chicken fryer quarters for 49 cents a pound. Get seedless watermelons for $4.99 each. California cherries $1.99 a pound. 1 pint packs of blueberries $1.99 each. And 4 ears of Del Monte corn for $1.99. Deli deals include Genoa or hard salami for $6.49 a pound. Oven roasted or smoked turkey for $6.99 a pound. American cheese also $6.99 a pound. Get a full prepared rack of ribs for $17.99 or deli-made brisket for $12.99 a pound. Sale ends May 28th at Finn's Country Market, 2001 West Main in Artesia.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
You're waking up to the Morning Morons. One does his best to make you think he's a moron. The other is not a moron. The other is a member of the Mensa Society. I don't know.
Hey, I'm listening to a dumb nonsense radio show.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to one of the morons.
Good news of the day this morning being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes.
That's the first time Tom has heard that one.
Yeah, Tom was, Tom, go ahead. Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes today, right across the street from Bob's Thriftway in Lovington. Proud sponsor of the Good News of the Day.
So a 5-year-old boy in New York named Jordan Marotta was born without a left hand. but he's way cooler than his friends because he just got a bionic arm, and it actually looked like Iron Man's arm. Go look up the photo. It's pretty cool. A 69-year-old guy in Japan collects 4-leaf clovers, and he's found a bunch, but his latest find is even luckier, an 8-leaf clover.
Wow.
Yeah. And more good luck. A woman in Virginia named Tierra Barley just won $50,000 by playing a set of lottery numbers she got from a fortune cookie. And those are your good news stories of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rusted Hayes. Tomorrow, first break. Tomorrow we'll do the Las Vegas alien story. This was on Fox, so it's for real.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. All right, Tradio is coming up next. Stand by for Tradio with the award-winning Russ Black. It is coming up next. Say bye, Tom.
See ya.
All right, bye.
I'll start going to Blake when I have down. 9:30, Tradio up next. We're W105.
This is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company. I'd like to invite you to come see us here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia. We're celebrating 99 years in business and take great pride in providing the very best in customer service and a hassle-free buying experience. We have a great selection of the most popular Chevy and GMC models, along with our hand-picked pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We look forward to seeing you here at 101 West Main in Artesia